Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening. It is another Thursday evening. Yes, it is another Thursday evening. And if you're a track fan, you know what time it is. It is that time for the Tokyo World Championship. And of course, we're here tonight to just to hang out with you, to share our predictions with you. And we hope that you also will share your prediction with us because it's all about Jamaica, all about Team Jamaica and having a good time. And of course, I am not alone. I'm not alone tonight. I have people with me. So, we're just going to be repping Jamaica, talking about Jamaica, our chances in the medal department. It is all about Tokyo. It's all about Tokyo 2025. So remember to like, share, subscribe, all the niceties. I have Sinclair with me. I have Akil with me, and we will talking about stuff tonight. So guys, come on in with your tea, your coffee, whatever you have, and let us talk. And let me warn you guys, please, please do not laugh at my predictions. It is just a prediction. Please do not laugh when I tell you how many medals I have on my paper. Okay, so don't go anywhere. Just stay right there and we will be right back. Don't go anywhere. Stay right there. We'll be right back.
Jamaica's track and field legacy is unmatched. It is a story of triumph, resilience, and extraordinary talent. But do you know the stories behind the athletes who brought us glory? Hi, I'm HP, founder of HP Chat Track. My mission is simple: to celebrate the rich legacy of Jamaica track and field and shine a light on the incredible people who make it happen. Winning that race was a dream come true, but the journey wasn't easy. It's not just about medals, it's about inspiring the next generation. Jamaica track and field isn't just a sport, it's our pride, our culture, our heart. Every week I sit down with athletes, coaches and fans to bring you stories of dedication, passion and legacy. Plus, we've got exciting news and exclusive insights into the world of track and field. Make your Thursday night be at HP's place. Come hang out with us at HP Chat Track Studio, where track and field is our business. Jamaica. One people, one legacy.
One people, indeed, one legacy. And with me tonight, I have my good friend here, Akil Henry, is in the building. I call him Doc. Yes. And we're going to be talking about stuff tonight. You know, the rules. We're going to be talking about some of the rules. We're going to be talking about just different things. But Akil, welcome. How are you? How was your day?
Good night, everyone. How you doing?
I'm
I'm alright.
fine.
It was a very good day. I was mostly in clinic today, but I'm alright.
Awesome.
I'm alright.
Awesome. Are you excited? The championship is coming up. Are you excited?
Listen, I am excited. I will admit though that this has been like a bittersweet year for track and field. Really started the year buzzing with Grand Slam, but I don't know why, but something happened throughout the year as related to track and field. But I'm hoping that these championships will just be like a nice grand finale to a
Awesome.
bittersweet season.
I like that. I like that. Guys, welcome, welcome. Good night, wherever you're coming from, whether it's Africa, Europe, Antarctica, Oceanic, wherever you're coming from. South Africa, Asia. I said South Africa. I was supposed to say Africa, but because I'm so excited, but bear with me. But it's all about track and field, and the entire world is in Japan and will be in Japan for the next few days. So welcome, welcome, guys. Already I'm seeing Tamika, I'm seeing Forbes. A Forbes is saying good night, guys. I'm seeing Compost 2023 saying good evening, everyone. Big up everyone. It is all about Jamaica track and field legacy, and it's all about my next guest is in the building. Let me let him in. Let me let him in. My next guest is in the building. Let me let my people in. Yep, here we go. Sinclair, you're using your phone, right?
I am using my
I want
phone.
you to
Good.
turn it. I want you to turn it landscape for us so that we can sync.
Okay.
Yes, so
Give
we
me
can,
a second here
sir,
because I
rotate.
have to switch the. I'm still at work. I had a bit of an emergency.
Oh, you're still at work.
Um,
Okay. Okay.
but that's fine. Now I can see myself, but I hope you guys can see me. That's okay. Is the view better now?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, perfect. So
Yes.
first of all, warm and pleasant afternoon to everyone. To my big sister Heather, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be back. Um, I promise to behave myself tonight.
Yes, please. Tonight is the night to be.
As y'all know, my mouth has no filter. I say what but I promise to behave as much as I possibly can tonight.
It is all about positive vibes right now, encouraging the team and sharing, just sharing our what we think, what we feel, in a respectful way. It's just all about love to the team over there in Japan. So before we get into stuff, I want to share just some of the rules. Let me just share some information here. Unfortunately, two times bronze medalist, um, Rochelle Clayton will not be a part of the championship. She's out as a result of injuries. Very, very unfortunate because the last two medals that we've won in this event was actually from her 2019 and 2023. So unfortunately, Rochelle Clayton will not be taking up her event. Any thoughts on that, gentlemen?
It is very sad. It is very sad. Athletes work hard, they train the entire year for this grand occasion. Um, to be honest with you, I mean, this season has not been her strongest in terms of how she dominated in the past, and picking up that injury from last year, which seemed to have held her back into this year, it's
Mm-hmm.
really heartbreaking. And so, the good thing about, I guess, like, with keeping it positive, the good thing about stuff like this is that she can rest, she can recoup, and come back stronger. Did I have her as one of my medal favorites for this year? No. Is she capable of getting into the range that will get her a medal? Not sure. We've seen a lot of athletes who peak in their early 30s, and get more out of it. We see Dalila Mohammed at this point in time at what, 35, 36, and she's running like it's nobody's business, and we were expecting her to be out. But the point that I'm trying to make is I don't think all is lost for Rochelle. She strikes me as a fighter. And at this point in time, I can't wait to see what she's going to come out with next year.
Any thoughts, Akil, on Rochelle being out at the last minute?
It's really unfortunate, as Sinclair just said, but thing with Rochelle is that Rochelle, she's very gutsy, and if I'm being very honest, she was our strongest chance, in my humble opinion, of getting a medal because she's been there and done that. As it relates to the other competitors, it's just an opportunity for the other competitors to really rise to the occasion. I'm so sorry that the alternative or the other competitor wasn't able to make the trip to replace Rochelle. But overall, overall it's bittersweet because at the end of the day, I think everybody, even though she has not have had one of the strongest seasons, she's strong one of her strongest seasons if you compare it to her last two seasons. She has still still manage to do reasonably well this year and to not get World Championships is really disappointing. But I'm just looking forward to other other athletes like Anjanette Knight and Cheyenne Solomon to really step
Yeah,
up to the plate
yeah.
and see what they can do.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. With going back to Russia just for 30 seconds, as I said before, she has really been carrying the flag in this event. And, the last two medals that we won, as I said earlier, was from her 2019. She got a bronze, and last year she was on the podium again. So, as you said before, it's bittersweet, but we're just wishing
Correction.
her a speedy.
Correction. Not last year, sis. The
Oh,
last
I'm
World
sorry. Not
Championships.
right. Not last year. 2023. 2024 was the Olympic Games. Thank you very much for that. 2023, she was on the podium again. But before we continue, let me just welcome Olympian Davian Clark. And Davian is saying, let's go. Let's go. Compost 2023 is watching from Philadelphia. Welcome, welcome. Philadelphia is in the building. Of course, Tamika is upset with us because she said she did not know about this prediction show, but she did say her season was over, so she wasn't considered. But to everyone who is joining us, thank you very much. Tonight is just just hanging out, showing the Jamaican team some love before they get into action tomorrow night, our time. And it's all about love and prediction. And as I said before, please do not laugh when we get to the predictions. It is only a prediction, and this is how I feel. The next thing I want to share with you, the audience, is that the time zone between us and Japan is like 13 to 14 hours, 13 hours ahead of East Coast, United States, and 14 hours ahead of Jamaica. So please bear that in mind, guys, that you'll be up late nights and you will be up early morning. 14 hours for Jamaica and 13 hours for us on the East Coast in the United States. Now, let me just share some rules. The maximum number of athletes per event is four, three from your trials, one wild card. What is a wild card? Okay, a wild card can either come from you being the defending champion or the Diamond League champion or the NACAC champion, which we had this year. Just last month, we had the NACAC championship. But the wild card of the defending champion is superior to any other wild card. What do I mean by that? If you're a defending champion, if one person is a defending champion from the last world championship, and the next person is a NACAC champion, and another person is the Diamond League
Diamond
champion
League.
for the same event, then the person with the wild card for the defending champion is superior to all others. So we just want you guys to understand the rules. Okay, there is a quota for each event, and the quota is for events varies. So like for the field events, the quota is 36. So 36 athletes will take up that event. Some events is 40, some is
Mhm,
48, I think some is
mhm.
52. So it varies. Now, let us look at some team selection rules. I love to do this part. Athletes must compete at the national championship unless they are granted an exemption from, and most of the time that exemption is a medical exemption. Athletes placed in the first three positions in their respective events will compete for their country. Athletes placed in the first three positions, which was changed recently from four, are automatically named in the relay pool. So if you finish first, second, or third, you are named in the relay pool. The J3A selection committee will select the remaining members for the relay pool, and that is based on their ability to run a leg on the relay team, their current form, and availability for practice. So I just wanted to share those rules with you. There's something else we're going to talk about, but before we get into that, let us look at the first event. We're going to start from gentlemen, let us start from the 1500s, and then we will climax with the 100 meters. Let us start with the field first. There's the hammer throw, there's a discus throw, there's a shot put. How do we stay in the field, gentlemen? Let us look at the throws first. Your thoughts on the throws?
Well,
Are we doing men or women first?
Men and then women. We can do anyone first. We can start with anyone.
I'll start.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Akil.
We have been unfortunately weakened, in my humble opinion, by recent situations as relates to the transfers of some really some of our Olympic medalists. But I think, given the given the depth of Jamaica in the field, I really do see us compensating for those losses. I actually have uh, I actually have 3 medals in the field. So I have three
Where do you
field,
have them?
well, 4 field event medals.
Okay.
Um, so one for the women and 3 for the men. So I have Shanika Ricketts to earn a bronze medal in the women's triple jump,
Mm-hmm.
and I have Jordan Scott to earn a bronze medal in the men's triple jump. I know that he has been doing well and been competing strongly throughout the year. However, I had him at bronze because of the quality of the heavy hitters in the event. And we know the heavy hitters in this event, they can do a jump in 70 meters, 84, 70 meters, 90, or even 80 meters. And if Jordan Scott really has to cement himself as a podium contender or even a gold medalist, he definitely has to challenge Jaden Hibbert's national record. So I have him at bronze for the
The
men's.
national record. The national record is actually still held by
J-
uh that gentleman from 1996, which
Oh,
is 17.96.
thank you for correcting me. Yes,
Yeah.
but he definitely have to challenge that national record if he intends on winning gold. In my humble opinion, as it relates to the discus throw, I have Ralph Mullins for silver. I know Tamika is going to. I know Tamika is going to definitely, you know, give me a nice hot conk. But I have him for silver, even though he has been consistent and he's been winning and doing well. I have him for silver with the potential of getting gold. As relates to the men's long jump, I have a bronze medal in that event. But I don't have one specific person per se getting that bronze medal. I have either Tajay Gale or Terry McLeod. But I'm not gonna lie, I really want to see us win a gold medal in that event, especially if it's Tajay who wins that gold medal. He has had a rough time since 2019
Yeah.
when he won gold, and I genuinely believe that when he gets everything together, he is going to put together a monster jump that will just dismiss any field that is currently present right now. So I have a bronze medal in the long jump for me. So that's 4 medals from the field.
Wow. Not bad, not bad. You're close to what I have. Go ahead, Sinclair. Let us hear. I'm seeing a lot of papers.
Well,
Sin-
yeah, because I wrote down stuff today while I was on my break at work. With regards to, because we said we're going to start with the men, with regards to the field events, it's certainly not an opinion. It's a fact that with the exodus of a lot of our top athletes, it has significantly weakened um, our chances of medaling. Nonetheless, we've also seen where persons have stepped up, and we're now seeing glimmers of hope where that is concerned. Um, Quite a few of the things that Akil shared, I do agree with. In the long jump, I do have a medal coming there, and I kind of tip my hat to Teje where that is concerned, mainly because we've seen significant improvement from him this year than the previous years that he was at MVP. Now he's at Ricketts camp, Curly Ricketts camp, and we've seen the improvement from him. He went to the recent Diamond League and finished in the top three. So that for me is a source on a glimmer of hope that, and he's already been there. He's done that. So that's a definitely a glimmer of hope for me where that is concerned. But the thing about Kiri is Kiri also has the potential to jump. So I actually have Kiri as my dark horse in that long jump. I have him as my dark horse in that long jump. Where the triple jump is concerned for the men, I don't know, but I went brave and I have Jordan winning gold. And the reason why is because throughout the season, with the exception of the last outing, Jordan has consistently won that all the top jumpers. And if we look at the top list, all the jumps that are far ahead of Jordan were done early in the year. They were not recent. They were not even in the middle or so. They were done early in the year. Jordan, on the other hand, has consistently improved his PR as the year progressed, with the exception of this last one. And that was the only thing that kind of boggled me. And I'm like, at the end of the day, it was raining, it was cold in the Diamond League finals. And so, let's give that to say just everybody has a bad day at the office. So I really do have him winning that, but I also have him, with Picardo and Hernandez up there with him, wrapping up the podium. I don't have anybody for us in the high jump, but Romain for me, it has been consistent this year in terms of his performances. He may not have finished consistent in the top three, but he's consistent in the top five. And for me, I see him being a dark horse. And so if people don't watch him, he may just snatch in and steal that bronze medal, if not win the competition. Because we've seen where once he's confident and he's jumping well, we can see where he can beat anybody. So he's my dark horse in the high jump. Shot put, I don't have anybody there for us. For the discus, here's my thing. I have Ralphard really in bronze only because his recent form indicated that he can medal. But Ralphard is still in school and his competitions were more local than international. I mean, his only international competition, as far as I know, has been the most recent Diamond League win that he had,
Yeah.
which for me is not enough in terms of getting what he really needs. But if I'm going to go according to trends and stuff and see what's happening, I have Alekna up there medaling along with Christian Czech. They've both been throwing exceptionally well this year as well. But for some strange reason, once you have a Jamaican in the lead, Alekna seems to pass. That's what happened last year at the Olympics. So if Ralphard goes into that finals and puts a very good 70 plus discus, he puts himself in a very good chance of medaling. So I actually have him there as the just as a bronze medalist for that. On the ladies side, I only have Shanika Ricketts getting bronze. I don't have any other of our ladies because it was a bit of a disappointment for me with Daniel Dodd, I'm sorry. um but it is what it is. We don't know what the situation is, but it is what it is. But yeah, that's it
So
for my
for
field
the field
prediction.
for the field for you, you have what, four, five?
I have one for the ladies and what's that? One, two, three for the men. So
Okay.
four.
Okay, okay. So I guess all three of us were in the same bracket. You've already done the analysis and all of that. So for the throws, I have one. Between the men and the women, I don't know who will get that. For the long jump, I have one. For the triple jump, I actually have two. Shanika Ricketts, of course, who has been carrying this event for. Go ahead, Akil.
Yeah, man. I was saying that there are some honorable mentions, and I'm actually happy that you mentioned the men's high jump
Hmm.
because the men's high jump has been a little bit tricky this year.
Yeah.
Like you're in a sense where you have men jumping 2 meters and 20, like 25, 27, actually placing well in Diamond League meetings. But in order for him to really, really challenge for the medals, he has to think 2 meters 30. You have to think 2 meters 30, 2 meters 31, 32, 33 to really challenge for the medal. As relates to the women's side, Akila Smith, for the both the triple jump and the long jump, but really more so the long jump. I think she's an honorable mention as well. She has been knocking at the door, knocking at the door, and I really do believe that there will come a time, just as Shanika Ricketts have. I really do believe that there will come a time where there's a coming of age of Akila Smith,
A
and I
changing
hope
of the guard.
yeah, man, and I hope it's the championship because as I said before, let's look at Shanika Ricketts. I remember when Shanika Ricketts early in her career, it was her and the other female triple jumper. I can't remember her name.
Kimberly.
Kimberly. The both of them were making finals, but for some strange reason weren't getting the top three, weren't getting into those medals. And I remember Shanika just elevated her game. um, I think it was in 2019 onwards, and that was when she started to get into make podium finishes and so forth. And I do believe that it will be the same for Akeelia. Is really a coming of age of her performance in the long jump.
I love that. I love that the field events is, they're getting more attention now because for too long we've left the field events out of the conversation. So I'm very, very happy now to see that we are giving them. And I'm going to be honest with you. For the field, I actually have five medals: one in the throw, one in the long jump, two in the triple jump, and one in the high jump. So
Okay.
I have five medals there, and I think they're doable. Will we get them? That's a different story. But based on current form, I think they are doable.
Care to share who you think will be getting those medals, sis?
Basically, for the throws, I don't know if it will be the men and the women, so I just put it right there. I just leave it right there for both men and women. The long jump was the same. I don't know if it's going to be Akilah or it is going to be not Akilah or Carrie, one of the three men. But the three men, they have been doing well so far. You guys mentioned Tajay Gale. Of course, he has had some ups and downs since he won 2019. But Kerry McLeod, he has been knocking, he has been looking, real good and things. So I think we will see a medal. I think we will see a medal coming from the long jump, whether it is a female or from one of the males. The triple jump, I have Jordan and Shanika getting, and for the high jump now, it can go either way. So those are my five medals for the field. I'm not going to disrespect the field anymore. I'm sorry.
Indeed,
Yep.
indeed.
In,
Okay.
yep.
All
So
right,
that's it
sis.
for the field. So I'm looking at five. Sinclair, you're saying three.
Four.
Akil,
I had four.
four,
Yeah,
four. Okay, four, four, four.
I think he has four.
All right. Okay. Okay. Donovan Taylor. Good evening. Good evening. Donovan Taylor said the Jamaica team can dance too. Of course. I don't know if you guys been seeing the videos and stuff. They've been doing their thing. The culture is really. They're highlighting the culture indeed.
If only that was an event.
Yes, if that was an event, we gone with it. Gold medal after gold medal, indeed. But they're having fun, and that's what these championships are, are about, having fun, selling the culture. They're ambassadors for
Mm.
Jamaica, so that is good. Tamika is saying, I don't know if Achilles Smith has been knocking, maybe a tap. She said maybe a tap.
What,
Okay.
what, I, what I would say in response to that is that once you've made finals,
Mm-hmm.
once you've made top eight, you are knocking.
I
And
think
she
so
has
too.
done that. And she has done that. But I
Yeah.
just want to highlight that Asia has been good to us.
Yeah.
If you look at from Osaka, Japan, to Daegu, South Korea, to
Mm-hmm.
Beijing 2015, Doha 2019, Asia has really been good to us. So
True.
even though we had Paris happened and it really didn't rub us too well, I think there's reason to hope for stronger performances from Team Jamaica for these championships.
That's a good point that you just made about Asia being good to us, and you are right about that. All right, now that we're done with the field, do we need to go to the middle distances, the 800, the 1500 finalists? Yeah.
Um, I think we'll have finalists in the eight for both men and women. I after the recent PRs for Tyrese and oh crap, why am I missing on his name now?
Navaski.
Um, and Navaski.
Mhm.
And we all know Gooley has consistently made finals for us, even though she hasn't raced a lot this year. But I do see us in, making the finals. But in terms of medaling, I don't have us as medal prospects there. But it's
Yeah,
always good that we have representation in the finals.
indeed.
I don't
Indeed.
I don't
Your
see
thoughts, your thoughts, Akil?
sorry about that. I don't see us with any medalists in
Yeah.
the
Yeah, the
because
middle distances, it's
it's
been
been
tough.
rough.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
been
man,
tough for us. Yeah, it's been really tough.
because it's not even just we're performing well enough, but the standard has raised, especially the men's 800. The standard for the men's 800 has been the last couple of seasons have been ridiculous. And even though we have a national record in 1 minute 53, um, you know, sub 1 minute 54, I it's gonna be hard. He will have to do replicate that, not just in the heat, but also in the semifinals as well. And it's gonna be hard because you're looking at possibly 1 minute 42 seconds not making a final. That is how serious the talent is for the men's 800. 15, for the women, I should say, for the women, I'm not sure I'm not sure Gould is at her best this season. And the truth is that the 800 meters for women is rich in talent, right? I expect Keely to just, run away with everything, but there are a lot of um, individuals or a lot of females in that event who can also come in and really, really, make a statement. I think Natalia Gould definitely have to be thinking 1 minute 57 to meet the final, and I'm just not sure she's in that shape right now.
The 800-meter now is becoming a sprint
Yes,
event.
it's really becoming hot.
Yes, it's becoming a hot sprint event, and we have a little way to go. We have a little way to go on that. Any other thoughts on the middle distance, Sinclair?
As in where Jamaica is concerned,
Mhm.
or just the events on a whole.
Well, where we're concerned and where the event is and where it's going.
Well, from where we are concerned, it is good. We're still seeing growth in that now we're having more than just one representative in some of these events. Usually, I remember for a very long time we had nobody in the 800. It was Inez, and then a huge drought, and then here comes Kenya St. Clair, and then she retired and Goody was doing it for a while, and now we have Adele Tracy, and now we have Kellyanne Beckford, and for the gentlemen, I can't tell the last time we've ever had someone at a major senior championships with the potential of these gentlemen actually making the finals. Now we have gentlemen who are actually making the finals. So I am excited for the growth. Um, and I want to celebrate that particular growth, where we are concerned. Unfortunately, where we are concerned, though, as Akil mentioned, the growth of the event itself has surpassed the growth where we are at. So we still have a lot more growth to do. And if we need to get there, it would be nice. We would love to get there, but those events, both 800s and the 15s, they've been dominated consistently by specific people. And so I do expect those persons to come out victorious, in at least come out with medals where those are concerned.
Yep, you're right. We have a far way to go. And it breaks my heart that we have these young talents in high school, coming out of high school, and there's really nowhere for them to go if it is not for a scholarship. There's nowhere for them to go. There's no system to so that they can to be filtered into that system or channel into
Heather?
that system. And I know we're not going to talk about that tonight, but
Right. Because
yeah.
I promised you I would behave,
Yes,
Heather. Don't go
yes,
there.
yes, 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 yes. Let us move to the next event. That's where my heart is, the middle and the long distance. Now, let us look at the 400-meter hurdles, men and women. Let us look at the women first. Clayton is out, and Sanique Walker. I was watching. Some information came out of Tokyo today saying that Sanique Walker will not be able to replace Rochelle Clayton because she did not. I think something about the SRY test that she did not do. So what we're going to do now, Akil is going to explain it a little bit because World Athletics earlier this year made it mandatory for the female athletes to be tested, a gender test. And Akil, just tell us a little bit. And before Akil get into it, guys, Akil is a med student at the University of the West Indies, and he's going to help us to break down what is the SRY gender test.
All about.
Yes, is all about.
Okay.
Before you go, Aki, let us just say welcome to Olympian Dorothy Scott Genius, 1980, 1984 Olympian. Of course, she's saying, hello, everyone. Come on, Team 876. Wishing you all the best in your competition. Go ahead.
Yes. So good night, everyone. So SRY testing. So SRY is a so it's a gene, right? Specifically, it is a transcription factor. So it drives meal, it drives the character, it drives the production, or it drives the because you know um basically a meal determination gene. I want to keep it as simple as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it drives the meal characteristics in us humans as well as some animals, right? So the thing about SRY is that SRY gene is is found on the Y chromosome, right? So it is found on the Y chromosome, and normally males have an X, which they inherit from their mother, and a Y chromosome, which they inherit from their father, right? So when we're talking about the SRY gene, what World Athletics is trying to ensure. World Athletics is trying to ensure that the person doesn't have this key molecular driver of male characteristics, which could give them an advantage over women who don't have this gene.
In other words, this high testosterone level.
And it's not just limited to high testosterone as well, because as I said before, it is a driver of male characteristics. So when you think of males, you're thinking about in terms of males being leaner than women, males having greater stronger bones than women. So yes, testosterone drives this. However, the SRY gene is what is um, at the molecular level is what is the key driving force behind all these characteristics. And the interesting thing about DSD athletes or just DSD in general is that you can actually have an emphasized SRY gene because yes, it's found on the Y chromosome. You can have a situation where it's present on the X chromosome, and that is what we call a translocation. So you can have it move from the Y chromosome to the X chromosome, right? Which is why they're focusing more so on the presence of SRY gene and not the presence of the Y chromosome. Also, you can have the absence of the SRY gene from the Y chromosome. And I think that's what makes the DSD athlete situation so interesting.
So
Because there's
it's
so
not
many things.
just so it's not just being born a male or a female.
No, it's it's the presence of this gene that drives maleness at the molecular level. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
So
Thank you for explaining that to us.
I hope it was as
Yeah, yes, I did some research on it, and you basically explain it. In short, the SRY test is a genetic sex verification test. It's just
mm,
to determine what sex or what gender you are, and as you explain about the Y chromosome.
but I want to correct you a little bit in that regard because as stated before, you can have situations where you can have a woman who possibly has the SRY gene without having the Y chromosome. Or you can have a male who have the Y chromosome, but he doesn't have the SRY gene. So it's
Oh,
not just yeah. So it's not just in terms of determining maleness or femaleness. It's just that this gene is a
mhm.
driver of male characteristics.
Okay, because I read something today that said if the SRY gene is absent in the female, it suggests that an athlete is genetically female. If the
Mhm.
SRY gene is present, it indicates a person has a Y chromosome, typically XY kind of thing. So it's a little complicated for the layman,
Yeah, it is
but
complicated. Oh,
yeah.
I think what World Athletics what they're trying to address, I think they're trying to address the advantage that molecular driver provides, especially in women's sports. So, as I said before, when you think of male characteristics, you think about the high testosterone, you think
Mhm.
about the bone density, you think about the muscle mass. I think those are those are the driver, those are the physiological consequences of this gene.
Okay.
Right? So that
Okay.
is what world athletics is really zero in on versus whether or not someone has a Y chromosome. Because that's the thing with DSD athletes that makes things a little bit tricky. You can have a DSD athlete who has XXY,
Mm-hmm.
right? So they have two X and one Y. And then you can have someone who has two X but I said stated before, the SRY gene is present on the X chromosome. So yeah, so the XRY gene is just a driver of male characteristics, and in female sports, that driver can be a serious advantage.
Advantage. Okay.
Um, as opposed to those who don't have.
Okay. All right. Thank you very, very much for that. JJ Empire, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. So yeah, it is unfortunate that Rochelle is out and her alternate will not be taking the track. The team manager, Mr. Forbes, was trying to explain, but the audio wasn't that clear. So I'm not sure what happened. It sounded to me like she did not get to do that test, but I guess we will hear more on it. The men's 400-meter hurdles. Let us look at both 400-meter hurdles now. Medal finalist.
I only have one thing to say regarding
Mhm.
that.
Yes.
It comes back down to a lack of preparation from the J3As. If you have alternate named within the team, they should
Mhm.
also be tested because anything can happen between trials and the time of competition.
Yeah.
So if these are the necessary precautions that need to get done, get them done.
Mm-hmm.
Get them
Mm-hmm.
done.
Yeah.
There's no if, there's no but, there's no maybe. Just get it done.
Yeah. I'm trying to
And that's all I'm
figure
gonna
out.
say about it.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out because, as I said before, the audio was kind of muffled. I wasn't getting a full explanation of what he was saying, but he was saying that she won't be taking the track, and then he talked about the test, and then I wasn't hearing anything. So I'm going to stay tuned to hear what the real reason is. Is it the J3 that is supposed to ensure that the athletes get tested? Is it that the athletes should ensure that they get tested? I'm going to wait on some more information on that. Welcome, Cafe Urban. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let us get back to the medals now for the 400-meter hurdles.
I have
Um,
no medals for us there.
Same, I have no medals for us.
I have no medals for us there. The only thing that I do want to let the viewers know though is that the schedule now is in the favor of Sydney McLaughlin Leveroni, and with her being the defending champion, and how when I was looking at the schedule,
But she
it
not
gives her
running
the
the hurdles.
She's not running there. She's
she
not
She not.
she
defending.
we don't know. We don't listen. I've seen a lot of people. It will be
But she
tough
doesn't
for
have a
her.
wild card. She doesn't
She
have a
doesn't have
wild
a right
card.
card. The
She is
champion,
the defending champion.
No,
the
Femke
champion is
is.
the
She didn't
defending
go.
champion.
She didn't go to Budapest 2023.
Wait.
So yeah, so she there's no wild card.
All
So
right.
she's yeah, so she's definitely sticking with the 400
The four flat.
meters. Yeah,
Okay.
right. Let us welcome Olympian Albert Lawrence, formerly of Veer Technical. Good night. He's saying good night to each and everyone. Blessings. I wish all the Jamaican athletes all the best in the 100-meter. That's my prediction. He's predicting a Quinella in the 100-meter because that is his event indeed. He's predicting Aquinella. You're not the only one, Albert. You're not the only one. Welcome, welcome. Yes, I guess I'm the only ambitious one here because for the 400-meter hurdles, I have one medal. Will it come from the men or the women? I don't know. Am I overly ambitious? Am I being, I don't know.
Yes.
Am I
Yes, you are.
delusional? I don't know.
Yes, you are.
I won't say delusional. Will I say over ambitious? Yes. This is the thing. I want I want one of our men run 46. Even if we don't get a medal, if I get a 46 from any of our men, I will be pleased beyond measure.
You want a
The
new
thing of
national record?
new national record, and I would love for all three men to run 47
That would be
or
nice.
or below 48. That would be nice.
That
The
would be
thing
that would be nice indeed.
the thing about is that the event this season promises to be so exciting because I think this season is a vengeance season. So like Warholm lost the Olympic title last year, and you know, you know, and Ryan Benjamin, of course, that rivalry between him, Benjamin, and Santos. And I think, and this is the thing with Santos, Santos, Santos is sometimes considered the third wheel in that rivalry. And I actually think that Santos is probably as just as dangerous, equally as dangerous as them. I would love to see if that world record will be challenged in
Yeah, it is going to be very difficult to break up the big three on the men's side. It's hard, and we have to be realistic and practical. That was why I put the medal, one medal, and I'm not sure where it will come from
And
With Sydney McLaughlin, Lev Ronin not in the women's race. I'm thinking that it would, give us a better chance. Cheyenne Salmon, she has looked
good.
um yeah, she has looked good. She has been pushing for the last few seasons, getting into the big league. So, I think a spot is there. Of course, Dalila Mohammed, she's looking very, very good in her last season in the sport. Of course, there's Femke. Femke is not going to give it up like that. And there's Anna Cockrell, who is looking very, very good. Sprint Tech is in the building. Good evening. Welcome, welcome. So I think with Sydney out, maybe one of our two ladies, we're now down to two ladies. So it is now on the shoulders of young Cheyenne Salmon and Andronet Knight.
And it's still going to be tough even without Sid, because the America have a very strong contingent, because because USA have the silver medalist from last year, as well as the fourth place finisher in Jasmine Jones, along with Dalila
Yeah.
Mohammed. And I'm going to be very real with you, HP. I strongly believe, because Dalila is my girl, I strongly believe it's not all set in stone for 10K. I believe
Maybe
Dalila
not.
has it, yeah, I believe Dalila has it in her to snatch a goal from 10K. But I will admit that 10K is the favorite. But if a Jamaican woman is to really challenge for that medal, they have to think national record. They
Yeah.
have to think national record, because these and we're talking about the three Americans. We talk about Femke. You also have Savannah of Canada as well, although she hasn't
Mhm.
really been able to replicate the heights that she showed in the NCAA season. Once your body has gone that fast, it can go there again. Will it go there again this season? Only time will tell. And there's some other strong contenders as well from Europe, and even in Nakaka as well. So yeah, man, I see finally, I see both making the finals, but it's gonna be rough getting that medal.
So you're saying I'm overly ambitious with my one medal. Well, my one medal for the 400-meter hurdle is going to stay right there. I don't know if I'm going to get it from Cheyenne Salmon. I don't know if I'm going to get it from Andronet Knight, Roshan, Asini, or who is the other person?
Malik James King.
Malik James King, right. So I don't know which of the five of them, but I think I'm going to get a medal there. So I'm leaving it right there. What say you, Sinclair? Kerry and Phillips, good night. Good night. Casey in Sports, good night also. He or she is saying with Sydney out, it will be very difficult to medal in this event. So even with Sydney out, it's difficult. Oh my word. I agree that it's tough, but
Let me start
I
off with the men.
mm-hmm,
The top three will not change. As to what order it's going to be, we have to wait and see. You
yeah.
just have to call a spade a spade. The only person who I think at this point in time that has the form to rattle that, and that person is my dark horse, and that's Abdusamba.
Yes,
And that's
Samba.
because he has ran below 47 before. And
Mm,
this year, he's back in 47 low shape. He has done that recently, 47 low. The problem for me with Santos is that when it comes to these major championships, I just don't get the best out of him, especially when it comes to going up against both Rye and Karsten. But if and the only person who's gone close enough to challenge them, in my opinion, would have been Rashawn. But Rashawn is not in that type of shape either because of that injury that he picked up in the middle of the season that basically just knocked him off. Now, how best can his coaches get him back into probably low 37 shape to make the finals? We'll see. But if you're not running 37, you're not making the finals. At least 37 low, you're not making the finals. Because everybody who's
47.
going to make, if you're not running below 47.5, below that, you better go sit down somewhere,
That is true. And we have seen
right?
that.
Go sit down somewhere. Okay. Um,
Mhm.
does the world record have the potential of going in this event this year? I think so. Because that final, that last Diamond League final race that Karsten did running 46.2, I'm like, wait, what? Which means he's coming back. Not coming back, he is back.
Yeah.
And with the time that he has to do to fine tune his preparations, I know Rai Benjamin is now like, okay, it's on. Because we all know Karsten was not at his best last year. So, as for the women, I have to just call a spade a spade. We our ladies are running 40 now. First of all, with Cheyenne, I haven't seen Cheyenne ended her season exceptionally well last year. You know, she ran 452 high, and I'm like, okay. And so I had really high expectations of her this year. And so far, I'm not gonna lie to you, I've been disappointed. And then after the trials, I really haven't seen her do anything. So I can't say if I've seen steady improvement from her. So I'm really not going to put my eggs on her or put any bets on her whatsoever. If I'm going to say someone will make the final, it's going to be Andrinette. And I have her as a dark horse. And the only reason I have her as a dark horse is because she is the training partner of Dalila. They're from the same camp. And I have seen where if Andrinette is rested and she puts together a good race on the Diamond League circuit, she has managed to finish on the podium. So I have her as a dark horse. But you have to remember, everybody is going for a medal. Nobody has their name on it.
And that
You
is
know,
why I
so
am not putting a name. I just put a medal and I said I'm getting it from my men. And it's hard to put it on someone. I'm not sure where to put it. But what I can tell you is that people turn up at championships.
They do.
That is what I know. People turn up at championships who you did not think would turn up. So me put my one medal there, and I I know a lot of people might be laughing at me because they might be counting now and saying no HP, HP, HP. But guys, I am going. But let us move on. Let us move
I'm
on.
one of those laughing, sis. I'm one of those laughing.
I know, and that's fine, and that's fine, that's fine. Let us now go to the quarter mile, the race that a lot of us love, the 400 meters. Let us go to the 400 meters. The 400 meters.
Do you want the men or the women?
Anyone you can go with first. And of course, the 400 meters we have for the women, we have Dejanay Oakley, Nikisha Price, Stacey and Williams. For the men, we have Delano Kennedy, Rasheen McDonald, Buffel McPherson, and the wild card himself, Antonio Watson. 7 people in this event for Jamaica. 4 for the men and 3 for the women. Take it away.
All right. I can start off with this. For the women, I see Nikisha making the finals, but it's going to be very difficult for her to medal. She's actually my dark horse in that race. And only because as the season progressed for Nikisha, I see where she's consistently dropping her times. That's the only reason why she's consistently dropping her times. But my thing is 49.6 ain't gonna get you a medal. It's gonna get you in the finals, but not a medal. All 3 medalists will have to run 48. And the ladies who are currently running 48 are a cut above the rest at this point in time. As to who,
Do you think Sydney has sacrificed a gold medal?
yes,
But
yes,
that's okay. That's okay.
yes.
'Cause
I'm flat
when
out.
it comes to
I see her medaling, but I don't see her winning. For me, The way how I saw NASA run her final, that Diamond League final against Pauline, I'm like, ooh, okay. The NASA that won the previous World Championships against when she won against Shawnee Miller Weibo,
2019 in
that
Doha.
NASA is back.
Yes, yeah.
That NASA is back. And we've seen her consistently improve from last year into this year. That NASA is back. And we know she's strong. So I have her taking that gold medal. But I know Paulino is going to give her a fight because Paulino is still trying to figure out how to beat Nasser. Because a fully fit and fast Nasser that's peaking, the way how Paulina runs her races, it's not going to work.
Yes, 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 yes.
It's not
Agree,
going to
agree.
work. Um, and for me, Sydney doesn't have competition against those two to know how she's going to end up doing it. So
Yeah.
she's going to be in for a rude awakening come finals. So that's that. But for my men,
What a race that is going to be, that 400 final for women.
it
Woo!
it will be a very fast race.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if any of the ladies actually run below 48 because it may take that to win it. But I'm looking forward to that. But I as I said, unless Nikisha can go back to her NCAA finals form when she ran that 48.5, unless she's back in that form, then I can say, oh, she has a chance of beating and getting that medal or getting at least bronze out of that. So that's why I have her as my dark horse. Now, as for the men, for me, I don't have. I, I was listening to Atta Bolden, and he made a statement this year about the men not running as fast as they used to in the previous years. And he's right. And the possibility is that 44 low may end up similar to when in Budapest, 44 low may end up winning. I like the fact that I've seen significant improvement from the defending champion and his most recent race where he ran 44.89. I really don't have him medaling, but I wouldn't be surprised based on how he usually runs his races. But it's going to be difficult for him to beat Jacory because Jacory has constantly improved and has all this experience from beating everybody else. I don't see anybody else in that field making the finals because they have not proven themselves. Like even at the trials, like 44 something high was the winning time. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is trials, guys.
44-8.
Like,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
this is trials. Um, so if I'm gonna say anybody makes the final, it would be Antonio Watson. If anybody, what is his chance of getting a medal? It's highly unlikely, but it's not impossible. It is not impossible because he's beaten all of these dudes before.
Yes, he has.
And he's a smart runner. He knows how to run different strategies where that was concerned. If you watch how he ran the rounds back in Budapest versus how he ran the finals and stuff, so he knows how to run these races. If Glenn Mills have managed to get him back into that form where he was back in 2023, then for me, it's all over because I know he's going to find a way to win gold again. But if he's not quite there, then I just see him in the finals. But I don't see us getting any medal, to be honest, from the 400.
Why are you guys cramping my style? Why? Why?
So,
We're being actualists.
No, man, I'm hurt, man, because my one medal, I have a one medal for the 400. I don't know if it's the men will get it or the women, but I have a one medal in the 400. Go
for
ahead,
me,
Akil.
I would say that the one medal is actually not a bad shout, and I have it as a surprise medal. I don't have it in my medal count, but it would be a surprise medal. This is what I would say about Nikisha Price because yeah, Tamika can testify. Nikisha is my girl.
I know Nikisha is your girl, yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Nikisha has all the tools to go up against the big tree. And let me tell you something. no one in that big three is safe. Because let me say something with Sydney. You think that Sydney is gonna is gonna have a rude awakening? They too are gonna have a rude awakening because that's the thing about these three individuals that they are competitors. They're
Mm-hmm.
fierce and they don't like to lose. And I think that is what's gonna drive that's what's gonna drive that top 48. None of them likes to lose. Like and even with Paulinho, I disagree. Paulinho knows how to beat NASA, right?
Mm-hmm.
He knows how to beat NASA. I think the thing with NASA is that my thing is that if NASA goes full madman on everyone in the race,
But that's how she
like,
runs her 400. That's the
no,
only
no,
way she runs it.
I know that's how she runs her 400, but I'm talking about full of madman in the 400.
$20.19.
Yes, my only concern is whether or not Paulinia and Sydney have the composure to still run their own race, irrespective of what NASA does. I think that is the key thing as relates to that race. But I think that race has the potential to be the race of the championship. Now,
I think so too.
as it relates to Nikisha, I've said it last year and I will say it again. This girl can run 47. I have no doubt in her ability of running 47. If it does not happen, whether it happens this year, next year, or 2 years from now, she has the tools, she has everything to run 47. My key concern is whether or not she has the mentality for it, right? Because as I said before, in order to run, I think that's what separates her from everybody else. That's what separates us. That's what separates the big three from everybody else is the mentality, right? Whether or not these individuals have the mentality to go all guns blazing, go full ballistic, and really just be brave and carry through to the end. Because in my humble opinion, like it's not only those three, no, you have to also look at Jaeger of Norway. She has been improving leaps and bounds this year. You
Yeah.
also have to look at Butler of USA. She's another firecracker, and she can definitely
Inconsistent.
And this
Inconsistent.
is why I say people turn up at championships. So sometimes the people who we are watching, people turn up at these championships.
and,
And this is
and a
and
key
this is why
player
I'm trying to be very open-minded as it
mhm,
relates to the medals.
and a key player that seems to be going under the radar this year because she has gotten married and she changed name. I do not know how to pronounce her married name, so I'm gonna say her name. What's her name again? From Poland. Uh,
Who is that?
her name changed, man.
Just give us the
But
first name then.
She's the Olympic bronze medalist.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Olympic bronze medal. You cannot, and the European champion. You cannot write her off. So that 400 meters is going to be
It's going
very,
to be
very,
very
very, it's going to
exciting.
be very,
Very,
very
very
good.
exciting. Yeah.
Um, I would not be surprised if Nikisha medal. So
I know you I know you're not going to leave your girl out of the medal.
I would
And
not be surprised if she medals.
look at
And not
Sinclair
only,
laughing. Sinclair laughing at you.
and it's not just her as well. It's just the fact that her coach is like I have confidence in her coach as it relates to when it comes down to quarter milers. Because the thing about it is that in her camp, she has a very rich camp. She has Whitaker training with her. She has Stacy training with her. She has Mohammed Little. She has a very rich quarter miler camp
Mm-hmm.
that she's training with. And I can tell you, man, I just like how people put them, people, believe when Frana says something, people believe. I have that same level of respect for Boogie as well. And one of the things about,
Boogie.
yeah, man, and one of the things about her season is that she hasn't run a lot this year. She has not run a lot this year. She has been managing her races. She has been strategic in how she's gone about her season. And I'm telling you, man, if anybody has the tools to just upset the apple cart and really, medal in this event, is her.
Yes, sir. Okay. All right. Good pick. Well, I do have a medal for the women's 400 meter. Let me say, yes, I do have one medal. Where it will come from, I don't know, but I have a one medal there. Now, let's go to the 200 meters. The 200 meters. What can we say about the 200 meters? Guys, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Share your predictions with us in the comments. The 200 meter. Let us talk about the 200 meter. You can start anywhere, men or women.
I forgot
Doesn't
to talk
matter.
about, I forgot to comment on the men's 400.
Oh, you didn't comment on
uh,
the men's 400?
yeah, but Antonio Watson as well. He is a reasonable shot for a medal as well. And I'm saying this because um, when it comes on to his confidence throughout the season and his ability to test his body, um, that has been a little concern throughout the season,
Yeah.
right? And I was so grateful. I was so happy when he ran out 44.89 because yes, people will say, "Oh, it's 44.89," but it's just an indication to me that yes, he's ready to test his body. He's ready to test what his body is capable of, and him earning a medal in the 400 is really not a bad show. But as I said before, they would be surprise medals for me. I don't have them down as a definite medal.
All right. That is the 400 meters. And of course, we're going to talk about them a little bit when we get to the relay. But let us just quickly go to the 200 meters now.
Mm-hmm.
I think both events for the men and the women are sort of predictable as to who or medal contenders are going to be. Um, can Noah equalize Bolt's record for 4 golds? I think he can. I think he can. Um, because this boy has so much confidence, and the people who have the ability to beat him, he's beaten them. Um, is he gonna have it his own way? Certainly not. But I'm giving him the slight edge of winning that. Let's see, Tobago getting silver, Kenny Bednarick bronze. However, um, I have Brian Lavelle as a dark horse only because I have seen significant improvement from him where the season is concerned. I don't put him on the medal, and that is because the races that he's ran, he really had no competition.
Mm,
All these Italian places that they were all running at the time, and it's like, yeah, even after he ran 19.6, and I'm like, okay, this should definitely get him into a Diamond League place. And even in the Diamond League, okay, there's just no putting him against any of these top guys to see how he fares. So
mm,
I am not putting him in the medal. I'm not
mm,
putting him in the middle, but I do have him at a dark horse because I know the coach has the capability of getting them ready and making them peak at the right time. As for the ladies, I kind of agree with what Atta Bolden was saying about, Julian having the upper hand in the 200 over Melissa Jefferson Wooden. But I do see, after watching Sharika run the 200 recently on the Diamond League circuit, I think she's not in 21-4 form. I don't think she's going to get back there, but I think she's going to get to the point where she can get on the medal podium.
mm,
Now, is she going to be good enough to run at least 21-7? Because I feel like 21-7 is what's going to take to win. Is she going to be good enough to run 21-7? I think she can, but time will see. But I
mm,
have her on my medal podium with Julian Alfred and Melissa Jefferson Wooden, and I have Talu as my dark horse.
mm.
At
Well,
you?
yeah. So I just set the stage for my prediction. 2015, Veronica Campbell Brown last woman to make it to the finals of the 100 meters. Earns a bronze medal running 21.99 seconds. 2021, Alison Felix makes the Olympic final in the 400 meters at age of 35. He had Stephanie McPherson, Paulinho, and Shauna Miller Weaver running faster than her. He had the American champion in that race was run faster than her. Alison Felix runs 49, I think 49.49 to earn a bronze medal, right? I'm saying this to say, never count out a champion. Never count out somebody who has done it before. Never count out somebody who is coached by someone who has done it before. I say this to say that I have Sharika Jackson for gold.
Wow.
Because listen, even if Sharika is not at 21 4 shape, Sharika's body has gone somewhere that none of these women have ever been through in competition. And I can tell you that even at 21 6 or 21 7 low Sharika, that is not 100% Sharika. That is probably 80% Sharika or 85% Sharika. And that is good enough for her to take gold in the 200 meters. And it's no disrespect to Jefferson or Alfred. It's just sheer respect for Sharika and her coach and the body of work that they have demonstrated throughout the years. Yes, she has not been at her best this season. Yes, she has not been, the 2023 Sharika that we've seen. But I just want to highlight, prior to her injury, before the Paris Olympic Games, she was comfortably leading Julian Alfred in that 200 meters, which means that Sharika Jackson, 200 meters is her baby. So I have her for
Yes.
the medal.
I have one medal for the 200. Just one medal I have. One. I have a medal for the 200.
As it relates to Brian Level's situation reminds me of Elaine 2015, right? But the thing with Elaine was that Elaine was doing well on the circuit, don't get me wrong, right? She was winning Diamond League. She won the Diamond League prior to going to Beijing, right? But the thing with Elaine was that Elaine was running, 22 lows, and in 2015 she was on 21.6, right? The thing with Brian Level is that yes, he's not been running consistently in the Diamond League or not running consistently in the big meets, but there's just something about him doing the 200 meters only this year, which and also his coach in Shanike Osborne. I would not be surprised if he has a huge drop in his PB come 200-meter final time. I will agree with Sinclair though that racing against individuals who not as fast as you is completely different from racing against individuals who, yeah man, they are the big league. I don't have him to medal, but he would be a surprise medal for me in the 200.
He would be a surprise medal for me for where I drop off in the 400-meter hurdles or the 400. So,
Okay.
so I have one in the 200 meters. But I agree with you both. When you look at the men's 200 meter and when you look at the three big men, when you look at Noah Laz, Kenny Benerick, and let's see, Tibogo, I mean, it's hard to break up that party. That party is going to be hard to break up. Not saying Brian cannot do that, but it is going to be tough for him. So it is going to be very interesting to see what happened in the final. So
Let me tell you.
and I have to say I'm very happy to see Adrian Carr. Let us big up Adrian Carr, who is the baby in this thing. Adrian Carr is on his first national senior team, and Christopher Taylor for coming back after being out for a while and on another team. We just have to celebrate those things. Go ahead, Cynthia.
You set the segue for me. Don't be surprised if Christopher Taylor makes the final in the 200.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
Every major final that Christopher Taylor goes to, he's always made finals.
Yeah.
Always. So I wouldn't be surprised if he makes the final in the 200. But also, I feel Ashanti Moore has this newfound confidence.
Yes.
I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't be surprised if she actually makes the final as well. I
Mm-hmm.
don't have her medaling, but I have her PRing and in again and making the finals.
Yeah.
So um yeah, that's that. I just wanted to put that out there
Mm-hmm.
that we're seeing some up and coming. Now, my thing is this is after, well, let's leave it at that and move on. That's all I got to say about
All right,
those ones.
but just to say on Ashanti, I think she's having a great season, and I think she's going to close out her season on a high. Whether, as you said, a new personal best or getting to that final, but I think Ashanti is really. I saw her this season for the first time. I think she ran on the backstretch at Gibson at the Gibson relay, and she looked businesslike, she looked different. And throughout the entire season we've seen where she has just moved from one level to the next, and she kept getting better and better. So I think she's going to be closing out her season on a high. So these young athletes, they are really announcing themselves, and that is just remarkable. That is just wonderful. So now let's go to the sprint hurdles. Sprint hurdles. Before you
Oh
guys
boy.
start, I have one medal for the women, one for the men, and that's it.
That's
Let
not
the
a bad prediction.
analysis let the analysis begin.
That's not a bad prediction. I actually have only one medal for the women, but I count it as a surprise medal for the men as well. For the women, I literally have four: Akira, or Megan, or Danielle Williams. Because I think either, and I have them for silver. I think
Anyone.
I think any one of them, you put them in a final situation, they are deadly. And I think one thing that I've learned from this season is that Megan has elevated her game to a all new different to a new tier. And I'm telling you, if Megan ever get where from the rest of the field, they're not catching her back. And she has shown that in the Diamond League this year. And listen, I would not be surprised if she's our strongest performer in the 100-meter hurdles for women.
Let me tell you, see this race? The top women in this race, this is one of the races that anybody can win. Anybody can win this final. Anybody can win. I mean, Toby is looking awesome.
The truth
Toby,
is that the truth is that anybody can win,
anybody can win this race.
but I believe Masai is literally she's slowly but surely distinguishing herself as a contender.
Yeah, but remember, this is the hurdles. We've seen
Yeah,
some of the best gone out in that final, and they either ended up under the hurdles or over the hurdles or whatever. But
yeah, but yeah,
this is one of those races where you can count maybe six different people
yeah.
that can win this race.
Like anybody in the final can possibly win.
Anybody in the final
And the,
can win.
and the fact that Samba Mayela,
Simbaya.
yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Samba Mayela is not even there this season. Well, is she there? I'm not sure. But I haven't seen him run much this season. I probably should check the
Mhm.
list. But like there's so many people who could have just who could just light that race out. What I will
Mhm.
say though is that for me, the first round is critical. I
Yeah.
have to see the first round to say, okay, who is going to be my top three? Because the first round in the hurdles event, it really gives an idea of us to, okay, who is really in hot shape. As it relates to Masai, the thing with Masai HPY is that she's really distinguishing herself Masai has shown me that she's able to overcome challenges in her race. Remember that when Masai was racing against Akira and what's her name again from LSU?
In college.
Yeah, in college,
Mm-hmm.
right? When she was racing against the three of them, Masai always have this thing where she always, by third hurdle, she always crash. She always hit the hurdle and it always slows her momentum in races, right? She has overcome that. And the thing with Masai Ross is that her races are clean.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like her that's something that she has been she's always been fast, but her races have been cleaner and she's really setting herself up as as the premier favorite for the event. What I will say though is that I just want people to have their eyes out for Nadine this year. Because the thing with Nadine this year,
Europe.
just like Daphne Shippers, this year was heptathlete.
Tatlan.
Yeah, she did the heptathlon before doing this event. So she's strong. And you add the speed work along with the hurdles as well. Listen to me, man. Nadine this year is turning no one to play with.
True.
Yeah, man. As I said before, anybody and Akira as well. The thing with Akira is that if Akira literally sort out a race, I think she's unstoppable because she's faster than everyone else in the field. If she embraced her speed and literally just run through the hurdles, like
Put
well,
it
I mean, not run,
together.
but put it together, not run through the hurdles, but literally put it together. No one is beating her. So, and then you have my one of my favorite athletes, Jamaican athletes of all time, Daniel Williams. The thing with Daniel Williams is that if the race isn't quick, then in a problem. So the race is not 12-2 or 12-1 quick, then in a problem. Because
She said something today. Watching a quick
mhm,
interview that somebody did with her online, and she said one of the beauty about it is that she has never gone in a race as the favorite. So
she has never had a
there's no pressure on her. So I think, she uses that at she just know how to put that together. No focus is on me. So I am just going to do my thing and hopefully I will shock the world. So
Well,
um
the correction. She did go into London 2017 as the favorite and ended up coming out with the bronze. She
no
does not handle pressure
2019.
very well.
Yeah,
Or 2019.
2019. It was
She
2019.
was. Because
you
she ran 12. That was when she ran 12:32, the national record then
Yeah.
on the circuit going in. And she was the clear favorite, but she just did not handle that pressure very well.
I wouldn't say that she didn't handle that pressure really well. I think it was just a bad race because she did beat Nia Ali, who was a champion. She did beat
mhm.
Nia Ali in the semifinal. I think it just came
Yeah.
down to
So
maybe
going to the finals, you should have been able to put it together. The
no,
But
problem
maybe
is,
this is a
it's the
hurdle.
same thing with Bridget. Bridget is the same thing. Bridget has always, anytime Bridget runs her best when there is no pressure of finals on her, or
No, but
favoritism on her. You have a lot of people who are like that.
this
Daniel
is the
Williams is one of those
hurdles.
persons.
This is the hurdles. When you this race, you cannot put money on this race. I've seen Johnson, one of the best to have done it, and he went in as a favorite. And what happened? He crashed out. Look at Lolo Jones,
No,
2008.
I
Look at
get that.
look at
I
Gail
get that, but I'm
Weathers.
looking at
So I don't think
um,
it's the pressure they can't handle.
it was a
It's
bad
just
race, man.
it's
It
just how the
wasn't
the
a
race is.
it
favoritism.
was
Listen. The favoritism has a lot to do with it. It has a lot to do with it because that was one of the issues that came out of the MVP camp for years. Oh, Asafa can't do well in the finals, even though he's a Grand Prix bully, the whole 9 yards, and it was a mental thing for them. I get it. It's the hurdles, but I'm not just speaking hurdles. The mentality of favoritism also affects people when it comes to the flat races. It's not just that. Some people just cannot handle being the favorite because
I
it's
don't
additional pressure on them mentally.
I don't know.
And
I
that, and
just
for
think
me, and for me, And I respect and I agree with some of the things that my cohort had said. But at the end of the day, one, the only reason why this is how I have my podium. Let me just state it this way: I have Masai there, and I have Toby Amason. Why? Because
Okay.
those two have run 12-1.
consistently.
Toby Amason,
Okay. Yeah.
nobody, and there's Tia Jones who also ran 12-1. But at the end of the day, I don't see Tia replicating that because she has failed to replicate that. Masai, on the other hand, has replicated 12-1. So I know she knows what it takes to get back there. Toby, on the other hand, race after race after race has continuously improved, and nobody's looking at her.
I did mention Toby
Toby,
earlier.
you did mention her, but look where she's sitting on the all-time list. At the end of the day, Akira is going to finish that podium for me if she gets it right. If she gets it right. But let's make this very clear. In that last Diamond League race, somebody ran a personal best of 12.31. That was Danielle Williams. Nobody's talking about her. She
No,
is priming herself to snatch one of those medals. I don't have her running 12-1, but I wouldn't be surprised if she does or even comes out with a medal.
but that and that's the thing. That's the thing that I said before. That's the thing when it comes on to Danielle. Like I'm not sure if the race is 12-1, 12-2 fast. I'm not sure if she'll get the medal. But if the race is ever in 12-3, 12-4 territory, people are gonna worry because
But
the thing because it was
but
the
but
same
but
thing.
but here is the thing though. When she
Mhm.
ran both in when she won twice, the world championship twice. Yeah, the 12-5 that she won is, I'd say, yes, that was a PR at the time. But at the last time when she did it, wasn't necessarily a PR. It was really everybody else defeating themselves because of the pressure.
Exactly. And the thing about it is that if you look at the lot in 2019, like there were people in that race who were capable of running 12-3, 12-2s, and they ran 12-4s, and Daniel beat them. That's the thing when it comes down to Daniel. Like if the the thing about it is that if everybody is not game ready, and she's going she gonna name them food, man. She gonna name them stuff.
She is. But she's my dark horse, though. I don't have her on the podium, but she's my dark horse. Now, you made some honorable mentions, though, like Visser and some other people. Visser ran 12-2 one time. If she had completed that again, I would have said, okay, I'm going to keep an eye on you. But if you can't replicate a one-off good performance for me, no.
One of the things that we need to understand is that when everybody line up at this championship, everybody is starting at zero. We
Oh,
have to,
absolutely.
so you can come in with your 12-1 and don't even make the finals. So we cannot think that okay, because this is what you've been doing all season, the gold or the medal is around you. Everybody is going to be starting at
Exactly.
zero. And one
Exactly.
and I have been watching championship long enough to know that look, there are some people that you cannot count out. There, it doesn't matter how poorly they look going in, you dare not count them out. Welcome, Raman. Raman Stewart is in the building. Welcome, welcome. Monica Lewis, welcome. I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome, welcome, guys. But let us talk about our men quickly and then we go to the 100 meters.
I
For the
don't have any
men,
medals for us there.
yeah, for the men, it's gonna be very, very hard, but it's possible. Because the thing about the men is like so the Mario Prince, this is gonna be a breakout championship for him. You know, because I'm honest with you. If the Mario Prince ever had the race he had at NCs, he would have beaten Thor. He would have beaten Jacoby. He would have beaten Jacoby in that race if he hadn't had that hit the hurdle mid race. And that's how hurdle is sometimes, right? Or most times. But I think this is gonna be a breakout season for him. I also not gonna write off Orlando Benny. Last year, Orlando Bennett improved and made the final, right? And Orlando Bennett looked really good and comfortable throughout the round. I'm hoping that this time around, I'm hoping that this time around he's able, since he has improved in championship after championship, I'm really hoping that this time around is when he can say, "Hey, we're doing this. It's game time," right? And the other competitor, thing about it is that he is he's interesting because yes, he has not been doing well this season, but we know he can do well. And
Tyler Mason.
we're talking about Tyler Mason. We know that he can deliver, right? So I'm interested to see how they progress through the road. My thing is that the Americans are solid. America can sweep this event,
Yeah, they
and
can.
we could possibly not see Holloway on the podium. That is how solid the Americans are. Um, and not to mention Sasha Zoya as well. Not
Mm-hmm.
to mention, the Japanese athlete. It's going to be very hard, but I would not be surprised if one of our men pulls off the
Yeah.
medal.
That's what competition is about. As Bruce James would say, this is why we run the races. And now we will move into the 100 meters and then the relay, the 100 meter, the
So you're not
100
gonna make me
meters.
talk about my Myrtle's man.
Boy, I thought you did. Didn't you talk
I
about
did
hurdles?
not.
Oh, you only talk about the win. Okay, go ahead, sir. I'm sorry. Give we the one, two, three. Mm.
So I have Cordell, Tinch, Murataki, and Grant.
Yep.
And even though my cohort mentioned, how strong the Americans are, I'm not gonna count out Grant because Grant has been there, done that several times. This is the three-time world champion.
Never
So he
count him
knows
out.
he knows how to get there. He knows how to do his thing. But it's hard to beat Cordell this year. This dude is just on a different level.
Mm-hmm.
And Murataki has been very consistent. Now, you mentioned something about Demario. My thing is, I'm not putting my money on anybody who ran through the NCAA season. I'm just not doing it.
But Jack Howard
Um,
did.
I'm not doing it. Has there been exceptions? Yes. Veronica Campbell Brown did it back in, way back when she won her first Olympic gold, but I'm just not doing it because the
Holloway did it.
NCAA system is brutal. We saw what happened to Nikisha, what, last year or the year before, when
Last
she won
year.
the NCAAs and ran 48.5 and then just crashed. Just gonna maintain it. You know what I mean? Um, but Orlando Bennett, I see him making the finals,
Hmm.
but unless he can keep his head, he's not going to medal. Can he medal? Yes. But unless he can keep his head, because I think that's what messed him up when he got to the finals last year. He ran 13:09, which was his PR in the semis, and went into the finals and just crashed mentally.
Why do you say mentally? Why do you think it's mentally? It's just a bad race.
Because he physically, if he can do it physically, then it's a mental thing. You won't run fast or do well if your mind isn't there. Getting the performance done, it's a physical and mental thing. Everything has to be coordinated.
I don't know. I don't know if it was mental or it means that the competition was just above him. When you look at the one,
Girl,
two,
what was the
three,
time they won last year at the Olympics?
what 13, 13, 10?
Exactly. What is his PR in the semifinals?
How far is 1309 from 1310? No,
But but it still makes a difference when it
no,
comes to gold and
no,
silver.
but what we have to remember is that when you get to a championship final, you have eight people with the same mindset. You have
And
people who
Exactly.
you have
But guess
people
but,
who
but
are
right.
above
And
you.
so but performances is not just the physical.
This is
Performances.
and I
Performances.
know it's mental also. I
Exactly.
know it's also mental, but I don't think
But
if
me
an
bring on the 100
I
meter.
don't think if an athlete get beaten, it has to be that mentally they weren't ready. It just mean that the other person was in better shape.
Not necessarily.
Oh,
Look
that's
what
what
happened to that
I'm
South
saying.
African back in 2020. Was when was the Brazil Olympics? I forget what year that was.
2016. But what I'm trying
2016.
to say, it doesn't necessarily always have to be that mentally they checked out. It just means that somebody has put a better race together.
That's
Last
true.
Listen,
last year when Kishin lost the gold medal, was it mental? No, it wasn't mental.
you don't think so?
No, no, I don't think it was
You don't
mental.
think so?
It just
That's
means that Noah.
significant. Listen to me. Listen
It
to
just
me.
means
Listen,
that
and
Noah
we
executed
can
a better
agree.
race.
We can agree to
That wasn't
disagree with.
mental.
We
That
can
wasn't
agree to
mental.
disagree where that is concerned. But when you have stuff like a significant delay in races and all that extra, because that was the only race of the championship where they had such a significant delay. When you have a person like Noah coming out of this zone the way he did, yes, we know he's super confident, but Noah is not the fastest guy. We all know that on paper he's not the fastest guy, and no one knew that he had to put the right race together to beat Kishin. Kishin
Exactly.
does not,
Exactly.
But Kishin also does not have the experience that Noah has. So when you put both of them on the starting line, yes, everybody starts at zero. But who you think is going to have the advantage? The person who has been there before and knows that at this
Not
point in time,
necessarily the person who has been there before. I've seen people come into no.
girl,
Listen,
I
not
am not banking.
necessarily.
I was not going to
Listen,
bank on him to win.
2008 when Shelly did what she did.
Shelly
Shelly
is a
wasn't
runoff.
learning. No, not
Shelly is a
no.
one-off.
No,
How
no,
many
no, no,
have
no.
done the same thing Shelly
No, no,
has?
no, 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 no.
But no, but Gail D
Veronica has done the same thing also. You
Was
understand?
Gail D was favorite when she won her
So
first
many,
Olympic
so
title?
many people have done it. So it's not always mental. But let us go to the 100 meter now. For the 100 meters, I have 3 medals, 2 from the men, 1 from the women.
Oh,
I
same.
agree with that.
Yeah, same.
I agree with that.
Candy Kane, welcome, welcome. Candy Kane is saying Orlando is too inconsistent. Parchment and Broadbell would have been. Oh yeah, yeah, we know that they are the front runners. But and this is the thing. This is the thing, about the trials that I don't know. Before we used to have this rule where the first two and then the third person is based on their current form and everything, because people can come to the trials and have your top person can come to the trials and have a bad race, just have a bad race in that final and not make the team, and then they're out because what the rules said. No, top three and it done,
Look
so
here. Let's
No,
I have one thing to say about trials this year. J3A messed up in organizing the trials. When I saw how trials went down and I saw how slow some of those winning times are, it wasn't surprising for me that certain athletes didn't make the team because
let-
they're training to peak later on in the season.
but to be fair though, J3
so what you're saying, the J3 should have shifted, changed the
They
date
should have
of the
shifted it,
trials.
but it would have
pushed
been
it later.
but it would have been very hard for them to do that. I see why they have
Why?
to
I'm
do.
sure they would have
Why?
discussed that. I'm
How
sure
would
they
it have been hard?
No, because remember, it's national and junior. So it's one championship. So it's national, senior, and junior championships. I remember
They
they
have always they have split it in the past. Why could they not split it now? This is
no,
not
but,
the first or the last
no,
time
but
that they've split it.
no, but in recent times they have been putting it together. So
Well,
to be fair to J3A, to be fair, even though I would have loved for it to be late July, given the given certain challenges, I cannot understand why they had to stick to June. You have to also remember as well. You have to also remember as well. I think a lot of people don't take things into consideration. Logistics. When you think about the cost of a ticket in June versus the cost of a ticket to Jamaica in July, there are differences in that as well. And
yeah.
I'm not saying that the J Trade did those things. Bearing that in mind, we don't know. but these are just some
Yeah.
of the small logistic things that we as
Hmm.
fans don't take into
Yes,
consideration.
that's true. That's
We
true.
do.
That's true.
So
That's
to
true.
be fair,
Yeah.
The June championships was
And I'm
was
sure they maybe would have had a discussion because the thing is that the J3A cannot just change like that without speaking to the stakeholders. You have to talk
exactly
to the different clubs, the athletes. We don't know what their agendas are, their plans. They would have had certain thing in place
exactly.
before
Listen,
the beginning of the
J3A
year.
had two
So
years notice. 2 years notice where this is concerned. This is not just an impromptu thing.
true, I agree.
2 years notice where this is concerned. And even up until last year, with the start of the track lead that Michael Johnson started, they were saying, listen, we have people who signed up for this. It is going to be clashing. Can you move it? Because
Yeah,
at the
but
end of the day,
we
it would be
don't
better
know.
for the athletes. It would
We
be better for
don't
the
know.
athletes.
We don't know the reason
We
for them don't not switching. We don't know the backstory.
well,
So
guess what? I am
so
going
let
to be
us
sitting
so
from
let
my
us
seat and I'm
leave
going to
this.
judge.
No, no, we can't judge. No, we're not going to do that.
Me,
We're
I
not
go judge
going.
them.
No, we're not going to do that because we don't know what kind of this. If they had a discussion, what
Exactly.
was we just don't know. So because we don't know, let us move on to the
You
100
mean just like how
meter.
them turned down the Adidas sponsor? How much millions versus Puma? Tell me how
Again,
that makes sense.
again, I have
Me
not.
promise you, say me go be myself, you know.
Hold on, hold on, hold on. I have not seen. I'm going to be honest with you. I have not seen the Puma deal. I have
Yeah,
seen the Adidas deal, but I've not seen the Puma deal. So I cannot talk definitively on it because I don't know what was in that contract. The
Mhm.
Adidas deal, I can tell you that I saw it and I like what I saw, but as it relates to the Puma deal, I don't know what was in it because I haven't seen it. So
mm,
I
Mhm.
don't want to be one of those people who are just going to talk off the top of my head. I like to have data. I like to have information when
All
I.
right.
So let us go
Me-
back to the 100 meter.
yes, me
100
could talk
meter.
about the 100.
The 100 meter. Let us welcome Osman Dixon. Ozzy Dixon says some of the coaches and athletes were quite okay with the trials dates.
yeah. Yeah.
Candy Kane is saying Frano did not want to change the time. So you see, we can't always blame the J3 because we don't know what was said behind the scene. Maybe they wanted to, but their stakeholders could not accommodate a change. So 100-meter Sinclair, take it away, sir.
Um,
Let me
it's
have
it's.
some water.
I feel like I can't see where anybody is going to topple the top two in terms of Julian and Melissa in the female. Um, unless Tina can pull out a 10-7 out of the bag or even a 10-6, but I just can't see it happening. At least she may run a 10-7, but I can't see her running 10-6 to win. Um, I love Shelly, but I can't see where she is going to over those top three. For me, she's the dark horse only because she's been there and done that. I have her as a dark horse, she and Talu. But other than that, I feel like the top three, as to what order it is, people are leaning towards Melissa winning because she's more consistent in the 100 than the 200. But it is what it is. Those are my top three. So one from the ladies in Tina Clayton.
The man?
So this is where
As
you're.
for the dudes,
Oh,
you
sorry.
know, I do have top three or three men making the finals. I think this year, and I've heard a lot of pundits posit this before. There is something different about Oblique this year.
True.
Um, the 200s that he was running earlier in the season, we see that it significantly helped his 100-meter races. There has been this theory going around that Oblique is afraid of Kishin is afraid of Noah, and Noah is afraid of.
You see,
I'm
these
like,
little chatty is what I don't like.
right,
People just chat for no reason at all. They don't
right.
know the backstory. They just chat away with no
Um,
substance.
for me though, I think the top three, if all goes well, if all goes well, will be Oblique, Noah, Kishin,
Yeah, that's a
in
good
that order.
in
In
that
that
order.
order.
Okay.
And Kenny Bednarik will be a dark horse.
And Simbine,
Go ahead,
I
um,
Aki.
don't see. I see him being in the finals. I don't see him being challenging for a medal.
Fourth
um,
last year.
I
Go ahead.
don't see him. I don't see him challenging for a medal.
Okay, go ahead and give us your top three, Akil, men and women. I know you'd love to set the stage,
um,
but but
you guys
before,
really laugh at me.
uh-huh.
I have Sharika winning gold for the 100.
Okay.
Um, I know Jefferson. Jefferson is a competitor, she is a warrior, and she's not gonna lose so easily. Julian Alfred, same as well. She has gotten a lot stronger, leaner, ready, game time and ready. But as I said before, Sharika, yes, she's not in 2023 one. However, he is experienced, her coach is experienced, they know how to get it over the line. No, we haven't seen a lot of Sharika in the 100 meters, and she has not been firing at all cylinders. I will accept that. But I said before, and I will continue to state again, when it comes down to a champion, especially somebody who has never won an event and is hungry for that event, I will not write them off. She has never won the 100 meters. And I
I get
believe,
that, but I could see the logic for that notion in the 200, but certainly not the 100.
no, this is what I
Certainly
will,
not the 100.
All right, let him finish his thought.
No, I will.
Mhm.
yeah, man. This is what I will say though. Jamaica has three women who will be coming for both Jefferson and Julian Alfred. I believe Shelley has one last 10 in her. I believe she has one last 10
I
in
like
her.
that. I like that.
I believe she has one last 10 in her. Like, and I've been saying this not just tonight, but I've been saying it even from after trial. I believe she has one last 10-7 in her. And I think she's gonna unleash it at these world championships, even though she's 39. And she's just that great of an athlete. Why I believe that. As it relates to Tina now,
No make
Tina,
her older than she is. She 38. She got 39 in December.
okay, no
Lord, that's
problem.
2 months. That's 2 months. That's just a few
Look
months
here.
away. So
Don't call down age pan her, please.
39 is
Tina,
fine. It's in a good way. But go ahead, Akil. The men now?
Tina is more
Oh,
deadly than
Tina.
Tia. And why I said Tina is more deadly than Tia is because Tina, she has the mentality of a champion, right? And she will allow you to do your thing and go on your most way and do what you have to do. But when finals time comes, she's ready for that. Um, as I said before, when it comes down to Melissa Jefferson and Julian Alfred, they are, as you would say, throughout the season they have been cut above the rest. But at the same time as well, like as relates to Sharika and her coach, they have been there and have done that. And I do believe that Sharika will will be a formidable opponent to those two. Hence why I have Sharika for gold. And that's okay.
Woohoo! Woohoo! I love that.
I'm willing to be the laughing stock.
The men now.
But uh I don't see two people beating Kishin. I don't see two people beating Kishin. And I'm being very honest with you. Man for man, pound for pound, the only person who can beat Kishane in this 100 is Oblique. Oblique is the only person can beat Kishane in this 100 meters. I'm just gonna tell you why I believe that. Racers Grand Prix. You watch Racers Grand Prix. Oblique, and I believe it was coach's orders. Oblique was slow out of the blocks. He was slow out of the blocks, and if we're gonna be very honest, him literally closed the gap on Kishane in that race. Trials,
Same thing.
Oblique, Oblique cramp up in the 100 meters, right? Kishin get off to his great start. Oblique didn't get off to a great start. Oblique didn't chase him down, but Oblique closed the gap on him, given the start Oblique had. The thing about Oblique this year, in comparison to other years where people say that he choked, was that Oblique never ran overseas. He didn't run overseas a lot. He was mostly races in Jamaica, a couple races in
Didn't
US,
run on the circuit, yeah.
but he didn't run on the circuit that much. Oblique has run on the circuit more times this season than he has had over the last 3 seasons combined. And I believe that confidence that he has from winning those races will see him through. Now, this is what I will say. Noah is like a cockroach. You have to kill him. You have to, the cockroach, you have to kill them and ensure them dead before you move off, before you sweep them off with the broom and so forth. Noah is a cockroach. You have to finish him. So I genuinely believe that our two Jamaicans will have that in mind, and I think that it's gonna be a Jamaica final. And I have Oblique to win and Kitchen second.
All right, I love that. I love that. So we all of us basically have the same people, the same contenders. For the women, for me, I want to share something. Shelly and Fraser Price started her global championship career in Japan. Who remembers this? 2007 in
Osaka.
Osaka. And Shelly-Ann is saying goodbye to the sport in Japan. To me, that is, and if we can do the maths from 2007 to 2025, she started her career on the global stage 2007, not in the 100 meters, in the relay. Shelly did not even get a chance to run in the 4x1 final. She ran in the rounds and she was swapped out for the final. And here she is back in almost 20 years back in Japan running her final championship. Big up to Shelly-Ann. Shelly-Ann is just awesome, outstanding. Now, Shelly is going for number 6. She's going for number 6. Will she get the number 6? We don't know, but she is going for number 6. Shelly-Ann Fraser Price is not an ordinary competitor. Shelly is not ordinary. Shelly put things together up here. Shelly put things together up here. And I think she has a plan. And of course, anything that we get from her, we are going to be happy with that. But I'm going to say it out. I'm just going to come out and say it. I would love for Shelly to win. That's what I want. I want Shelly-Ann to win this gold medal, but I know what is at stake. I know that this is a high stake competition. When that gun, if everything goes according to plan, when Mr. Starter said set and fire that gun, Shelly-Ann, Melissa Jefferson, and Tina Clayton will be gone. In a little line behind them, just a little behind them, going to be Julian Alfred, Shakari, and Sherika, Talu, and company. That's how that race is going to look. Now, will Tina be able to hold them off as someone who reacts very well to the gun? that is to be seen. I would love that. If Shelly cannot do it, I would love for Tina to hold up. If Sharika cannot get back into the top three, I would love for Tina to hold them off. And as you said, Tina is very determined. Tina has done this. Granted, she has done it at the junior level, but she know what it means to go to on the world stage and win. I've seen Tina hold off Brianna Liston in a 100 meter. I don't know how many of you remember this. Her final year at Champs 2022. Brianna Liston Breezy was gone, and Tina maintained her composure. She didn't panic, and she ran up beside Breezy and she held her and she won the gold medal. So I think Tina is at a good place to do it because she has a lot of the boxes checked. She reacts very well to the gun. Her acceleration is very good. She gets into her momentum very now is for her to finish. The person with all those boxes checked is Melissa Jefferson Wooden. She has all the boxes checked from gun to tape. Now chasing power chasing power. Uh,
Except she's
except
never won a major global medal
no,
individually.
we're not even gonna talk about that because when Shelly won 2008, she never win none. So
No, you're talking about persons who have all the boxes checked.
yeah, but
Melissa Jefferson has never won one of those.
Shelly did not have all the boxes checked 2008. She did not. You know who had all most
No,
of
no, no, no. We're talking about the current crop. We're talking about the
no,
current
but the
crop.
point I am trying to make, not because she has never won a title. Remember, she finished third at the Olympic Games last year, and
No, I get that. But
in
when
a
you say have all the boxes checked like you were doing for Tina, remember Tina has the global title even on the junior
as a
level, so she's
junior,
been
right?
there.
But
Right.
but
Melissa doesn't have that yet.
but hold on, Melissa have the bigger title, even though it is a bronze. She still have the bigger medal.
Yeah, bronze is not the same as winning gold.
No, what I'm trying to say, when you look at the level of competition, the Olympic Games is the highest
I get
level.
that. I get that. But when it comes to a winning performance, a championship winning performance versus a bronze medal winning performance, I don't think you can compare the both at any
No,
level
I get
whatsoever.
that. I get that. But to be discrediting Melissa because she has not won a
I'm not.
title.
I'm just saying, checking all the boxes. Like Melissa has never won a major global
No, but
title.
I think
the boxes that I'm checking is not the medal that you've won. It's from gun to
Okay.
tape. It's from gun
Okay.
to tape.
it's
And
a race.
Okay.
I did say, reaction to the gun, acceleration, and all of that, and finish. That's what I'm talking about. Melissa is the only one with all the boxes checked. And I'm saying, can they catch her? Julian Alfred is the next person that I think she's a better starter than Sharika. My concern for Sharika is, will she get that start on the day? If she get that start, then is a different race. Is a totally different race. Somebody, Albert Lawrence is saying, please don't be surprised if the men go 1, 2, 3. Do you recall what happened 2012? You know, that thought came to me earlier when you guys were talking. Hold on, let me finish. That thought came to me earlier because I was saying, here we are just focusing on Oblique and Kishin and suppose Akeem is the man that surprise us. We've seen it at championships before, and this is why when I'm predicting, I love to give everybody some love and some respect. But going back to the women, when that gun goes off, if the script go according to plan, Melissa, Shelley, and Tina will be gone. Then you have Alfred, Shakari, Sharika a little bit behind. I don't know what is going to happen. I think this race is going to take the best person who can lean. I think it will take a lean to win this race. To the men now, to the men, I think we can get a Quinella. Oblique has looked is the best I have seen Oblique this season. Oblique on the men's side have all the boxes checked from gun to tape. Kishin a little not
Yeah, he needs to work on his finish.
clean, not as clean as Oblique, but Oblique reaction, acceleration, Oblique has that. Will he be able to deliver? No, that is the question. But I think we can get 2 medals from that race. There's no way they should leave Noah in the blocks and Noah come and win that race. Just
The
saying.
thing, the thing about it is that, and Sinclair touched on it. One of the main reasons, in my humble opinion, that Kishin lost the Olympics was Fred Curley. Fred Curley pressured Kishin in that 100-meter final, both in the semis as well as the final. And I think Fred Curley's run in the final, I think Fred Curley pressured or really ruffled Kishin's feathers a little bit, and Noah benefited from it. Now, what I will say is Kishin has never come up against uh, a lightning out of the blocks oblique. And that is what I'm very nervous about, in a sense where if he is side by side with oblique, right? And oblique comes out, bullets start out of the blocks. If he's able to keep his composure, run his own race, and winning the race, I think that's something that I'm not too sure about Kishin at this time. The thing with Oblique, and I'm going to be very honest with him, honest about this, that when Oblique race in the middle of the pack in a final, the results have not been the best in the final. And the thing about it is that good thing is that he has been running more on the circuit this year, so you'd have gotten used to running against these athletes day in day out. But my chief concern with oblique is that in a high stakes Olympic final where you have everybody who have the capacity to run lifetime best, personal best, think times that they've never run before. Is he able to still maintain himself and to keep his composure and to deliver? I think that is a chief concern for Oblique. What I will say though is that Oblique this year, or the no, what I was not talking about Oblique. What I would say is that the men's 100 meters this year is much faster than Olympics last year. Much, much faster. And I wouldn't be surprised at what happened at the Olympics last year, where you have all men running sub 10.
Running sub 10.
Yeah, or I wouldn't be surprised if it happens again. And I wouldn't be surprised if they even raise the bar a bit and we have all men running sub 9.90 seconds.
You know what is my concern? One of my concern is the semifinal and the final is within 2 hours, and those are two very explosive races. Now, will they be able to repeat in the final? Because in order to get in that final, first two, I think it's going to be top two. So you have to, by the semifinal, you have to run hard. Will they be able to run and come back within 2 hours and repeat? That is one of my biggest concern, because not everybody body can handle that. And that is my only concern. But I have 2 medals from the men, and the competition in the women's race, it is at a totally different level. So it looked like it's just one. I mean, we can be surprised, but it looked one-ish. It looked one-ish.
Fair.
It looked one-ish to me. Look one-ish. It looked one-ish to me. Now, if there are no more thoughts on that,
Well, I want to share one particular thought on the 200 for men. Um, Noah Lyles and Kenny Bednarek are going to be doubling. I'm not sure if Let's Seal will be doubling. I don't think so. Which means their body is going to be exhausted. If Brian Lavelle, being fresh, can take advantage of that, then he's sure to get a medal, providing he's still in the same 9.6 form. That's all I will say. Let's move on to the relays.
I see what you're saying. I see what you are saying, but some of these people, they are used to doubling. Doubling has become
I'm just saying.
a part of them that they know how to double. But that's a good point. That is a
Yeah,
good
but
point.
guess what? I know what that doubles will win in 9.7. I know what that doesn't doubled win in 19.3. That was the difference. Like, look what happened in 2022.
Yeah,
He didn't double. He ran it in 19.31. But every other time that he's doubled, it's around 19.7, maybe high 1960s, which means it's an open race and it's whoever who can has the strength then.
yeah.
But then the contenders then too were persons who were doubling.
Yeah, yeah. That's the thing,
So,
the double, and you're right. The double, that 100, that 3 rounds of 100 really takes a lot out of you because if we look at Veronica Campbell Brown 2008, when she did not double, and the way how she ran that 200-meter, it is one of my favorite championship races to
but it makes you
date.
wonder. It
Yeah.
makes you wonder if Sharika Jackson did not double in previous world championships, what would have been the winning times? It would have been a clear world record.
Mhm,
If
mhm.
Usain Bolt did not double, what would have been the winning times? Especially back in 2008 and 2009. Probably 18 seconds for that 200-meter
Yeah,
world record. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So it really does take
yeah.
take a toll on the body. But
Hmm.
as you said, they've trained for this.
Yeah.
So
Hmm. Because by the time you get to that 200-meter final, you would have already covered 5 races. So, yeah, you're right. Somebody's saying, Michael Hill is saying the Adidas deal was better. Okay. I guess Michael maybe have seen both deals. To date, I have not seen the other one, but I certainly have seen the let's go to the relay. For the relay, I have 5 medals. I have us
no,
medaling.
ma'am,
I
you're too
have,
ambitious.
I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. I have 5 relay medals. Is that too ambitious or do
Yes,
you
ma'am.
The
Akil?
o- the only way I can see a medal in the mixed relay is if we got all guns blazing and run Nikisha and Dejanay in the mixed relay. And I don't see that happening.
No, we can't. I don't think they'll do that because the mixed relays on day one, and then the start of the 400 meters will be on day two. So I don't
Exactly.
see them
Because
running
I
in.
don't I don't see them medaling if that happens.
Yeah.
Because the thing about is that and the same for men as well. Because thing with the men is that is Big Boy on the mixed relay team.
All right. No, he's going to run the 400, and the 400 also start on day two for men. So let me tell you who is in the mixed relay. The mixed relay will have, where is it? Here it is. Leah Anderson, Shaquina Foot, and Ronisha McGregor. For the men, we have Zandrian Barnes, Joshana Dennis, and Bovel McPherson, who will also be running in the 400 meters.
The best I can see is a national record, but I'm not sure for medal
Yeah,
because
we've never really taken the mixed relay seriously. I
The
don't think.
best, the best that well, we don't have the depth to. We really don't have the depth to. At this point in time, the best I can see is them making the finals. Not even a national record. None of
So,
these ladies, none of the except for Leah, how many of them have actually run 51 in the 400s?
so you're telling me after we take out our individual contenders, we don't have the depth to put 2 women who come fourth and fifth? and two men
Yeah,
to,
but
to challenge for a
what
medal.
times? What shape are they in though?
I don't think we take it
No,
seriously. I
no,
don't
no.
think we take it
No,
seriously.
the thing about it is that it's just, as you said before, I agree. We don't take it as seriously because
No.
they're really being honest. The other countries, they are going to run their match. You're going to have Femke on their leg. Um uh, you're going to have Great Britain with what's her name again? From Great Britain. Great Britain are gonna have their strongest. They're gonna have their strongest people running the mixed relay, right? And I know that yes, these nations are paying their athletes to run on these relays, but at the same time as well, you
It
can't,
comes at a cost.
yeah, it can't expect Leah Anderson and Renisha McGregor. As much as I love Renisha, you can't expect them to go toe to toe with a Ball.
Okay.
And
So
It comes at a cost.
so when
Because
you talk,
a lot of people will talk and say, "Oh, if Femke Ball did not run the mixed relay, she would have had more energy to run down Sydney when it comes to the races that she's lost against Sydney." You know, it really does take a toll on your body, especially if you're going to end up running both rounds. Yes, you have a rest day or two, depending on the schedule, but it takes a toll on your body.
but the males are not that bad. The males are actually they could be the males can give
Listen,
you
when you're
a
talking about
factor
meals not that bad, remember, if you are going to be exceptional in the men's 400, you got to run 43. Or men are still running 45.
no on a relay though that especially the mixed relay based on the list that was just shared we can get 244 out of
If
that.
if they're in tip-top shape and
If
PR
they're in
shape,
tip-top shape, yes. If they're in tip-top
if
shape,
they are,
we can get a 44 out of the men. It's just the women I'm concerned with because they honestly can give us a 50. Renisha McGregor can give us a 50, but as I said before, you're gonna need 49 legs if you're gonna really think of medaling. You're gonna need 49 legs, and
so
I'm not sure you're gonna need 49 legs and possibly 43. I'm not sure if
I
that
I
team can
think
do that.
I think if we take those mixed relay seriously, we can do better because you have countries with less athletes than we do, and they have done well in it. The Bahamas has done better than we have done in the
yes, but
mixed
at
relay,
what
and
cost? At
they
what
don't have the
cost?
depth. They don't have the depth. They don't have the depth.
But the year when Bahamas won it, they had Stephen Gardner, they had Sean Emilio Libo. They didn't have a 4x4 team. They didn't have for men
And
and women.
and that's
So
what
their
I'm
best
saying.
right.
They don't
But
have the depth. We have the
right, but
people. We have the people. You know.
right, but at the same time, the depth for me comes in the quantity, not necessarily the quality. How
We have.
many of our athletes right now are running like our men are running 44 to the point where we are like, listen, our top three in the individual, we know where you're at, but we can pull from our relay pool and still know that these gentlemen are definitely going to deliver 44.
All these
How many of our
countries.
ladies are running 50 seconds
Listen,
or 49?
it is something that we have to plan and do it because when you look at countries like Belgium, when you look at Australia, Ireland, Poland, these countries, Kenya, Italy, you know what they have done? Planning. They have planned for it and they
Are
put
you
in the work. They put
Are
in the
you
work.
suggesting that we take our individual athletes and put them in that mixed
No,
relay?
we don't have to put our
I don't know.
individual
I am
athletes.
suggesting that because that's the
No,
only way we're gonna get a medal.
we don't have.
Exactly.
No,
But I am not for it.
hold
But
on,
I don't know how much more planning, HP,
gentlemen.
how much more planning you want us to do because I don't think anybody is planning to lose or to plan or
let
planning
me
to run
let me
slow.
explain let me explain what I mean. What I'm trying to say, you have countries that make up their mind that look, we cannot win the 400, we can't win the 4 hurdles, we are going to put a relay team and we are going to practice and we are going to put in the work. All these countries know that step up in the relay and relegating Jamaica to off the podium is the work that they put in over time. I'm not talking about wait until a season come up to put some people together.
That is
No,
true.
I
We
get
have to
that.
do the work because we
But
have the quantity.
but but but
We are carrying 6 and 8 people, quarter milers to a championship. You have some, why you think Femke have to run? Because they don't have the numbers. Why you think
or
Charmaine Miller have to run? They
or
don't have the numbers.
that is if she's willing to. That is if she's willing to. It's one thing that you don't have the numbers, but are the athletes willing to compromise their individual chances of
Hence,
a medal by running
hence,
that mixed relay?
hence why I said we do not take it seriously, sir. Hence why I say that we don't take it seriously, because when you look at the competition now, and um when you look at the competition now and realize in the 400 people are running 43, you might not make the final. Why wouldn't I take the relay seriously to come home with some hardware around my neck? Why wouldn't I try to balance it, balance my individual and balance the relay, so that at the end of the day, when I look at my legacy, I can, some of the greatest athletes in the game, their championship medal is a relay medal. Tyson Gay is one of the top sprinter and Asafa in this era, and their only championship medal, a relay medal.
No, Tyson has won world
Not
championships.
the world championship, the
Olympic,
Olympic games.
Olympic,
At the
yeah.
Olympic level, Tyson Gay only medal is a relay medal. I saw for the same thing. Yeah, I know
Yeah,
that
But
yeah,
but but
yeah,
it
Tyson.
but it didn't come around the time when the mixed relay came in. You
Forget the
understand? Because
mixed relay.
people still not taking it seriously.
The
It's
point
gonna
I
take
am
a while.
the point I am trying to
I
make
know. I
is
get the point you're trying to make.
balance, so that wherever you can get the medal, you get it. Asafa can only say that he is an Olympic champion because of a relay medal. If it wasn't for the relay, Asafa could not say, I am an Olympic champion. Tyson Gay is not an Olympic champion. He's an Olympic silver medalist by way of a relay. So, what
but
I'm saying, balance it in such a way that wherever you gather the hardware, you get it. But to say that you're number 10 on the list and you're treating the relay, oh, I'm not available. Oh, I'm not available. You go to a
but
championship and come
but
home
just,
empty handed?
just to correct it, HP, do they have relay medals though? Because
Who?
Asafa and Tyson Gay,
Yeah,
because
they
remember,
have relay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Asafa
yeah.
has one. I don't remember. They both
um,
have. No,
but
Tyson doesn't
Relay.
have a relay gold, but
No, but
Asafa
no, no,
does.
remember that in 2008, remember that Nesta Carter.
no, man, Asafa was on the team
Asafa ran
2016.
the ankle leg in
Oh,
2008.
Yeah, but
no,
we were stripped
2008,
that
yeah, we are
medal,
still.
but
Oh,
he
but
was
he
on
ran
the
in
team.
2016. Oh, he was
He
on the
was on the team.
2016 team. But
And Tyson
Tyson
Gay
Gay,
was, he was on, remember he was on that 2012 team
yeah,
where
but remember,
Johan
but,
Blake um beat
That's
him on the
Dusty Mouth
curve.
from the corner.
yeah,
Yeah,
but wasn't that 2012 team? Didn't
That was 2012. Yes.
they
they
got
strip
the
that 20?
silver.
No, but they didn't strip the 2012 team of that silver medal. They
No,
stripped it.
no. Only Nesta had to give up. Only Nesta. Both
Mm-mm.
No,
they made the decision that they had to keep it.
no, man, I'm
No,
talking about the US.
no, the US wasn't stripped 2012. No.
Okay.
No, Ryan Bailey anchored that relay with Usain Bolt. So that's the only Olympic
No,
medal
no,
Tyson
no,
Gay
no.
has.
What he's saying is because Nesta Carter tested positive around that time, the entire team would have been stripped. But it turned out that they didn't strip the entire
Oh,
team, if I'm not mistaken.
I thought he was talking about the US team. Sorry.
No,
No, no. That
no, the
I'm
person,
almost certain.
Hold on.
If
Let
I'm
me
not
hear what you
mistaken,
said. Hold on. What
if
are you
I'm not
saying, Aki?
mistaken, if I'm not mistaken, I do think they had to give it back because it's a relay.
Hold
I
on.
think they had to give it back.
What were you saying, Akil?
I was think is that something I'm trying to fact check, but
Which team were
But
you
he's going
talking
to
about?
fact check. It's the 2012 relay when Nesta Carter tested positive.
USA lost that silver medal in 2012.
No,
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 did not.
I'm fact checking it now. So
Okay.
in 2012, Trinidad was upgraded to silver and France got the bronze medal. Because I
In on
remember
in the men's 4x1?
in the men's 4x1, because I remember USA losing that silver medal. And the thing about that, the USA they ran a national record in that race.
Are you
And,
sure?
yeah,
2012
man. Yeah,
London,
man. 2012 London. I have the results in front of me. So Jamaica ran 36.84.
which was a new world record.
Yeah. Trinidad and Tobago silver 38.12, and France 38.16.
I didn't know that USA was disqualified.
Yeah,
in
man,
that
they were.
relay?
Yeah, they were strict on that. So, and I think it had something to do with Tyson again. It had something to do with Tyson again. But
Well,
I
there
just
you
remember,
go. There you go. Tyson Gay does. If that is the case, Tyson Gay doesn't have an Olympic medal, and he's one of the best in this in the 21st century. So but the point I'm trying to make is that you have to know how to balance it, because Usain Bolt is not Usain Bolt without his Olympic without his relay medal, because nobody, when they're referring to Usain Bolt, they don't say he has 6 Olympic medals. They include his relay medals. So it is a part of the thing, and we need to take the mixed relay a little bit more seriously. I think we can do it, because after you take out the top three, the fourth, fifth, and sixth people, we can find people, select people that, even if we use some, even all right, even if we use college people, look at even with college athletes, them who look at Nikisha Price, the time that she ran in college last year. So we have to, I don't know. We need to do some work on it. Moving right along, though. So
All right. So I get your point that you're trying to make, but do remember the fourth, fifth, and sixth people are the persons who they're selected into that relay pool too.
yeah, but work on them. Let them know that, look, guys, we have to take this thing seriously.
Okay.
They're not taking it seriously. I don't think
All
they're taking it
right.
seriously.
Make
I
we
mean,
move on, Heather.
Because
what,
there's no way Jamaica should look like this in the mixed relay. No, there's
I
no
mean,
way
thing
we should
about is
look
that they
like
don't
this.
even have to use fourth, fifth, and sixth in the flat four. They can use 400-meter hurdlers as well, because that's what other nations. That's
Oh, let me
true.
just read something. Osman Dixon is saying, yes, USA were disqualified because of Tyson Gay's retro drug
Yeah,
offense.
yeah.
Wow. Wow. Oh, yeah, but going back, thank you for that, Osman Dixon. Michael Hill is saying, Sharika is more of a dark horse this year than Shelly.
I
Um,
can see that. I can see that point.
Osman is saying, we're just weak right now. It's not just right now, Osman. We're just weak right now in the 400 meters for both male and female when you compare it. But let's just talk about the 4x4. I still have a medal for the mix. So when we get that mixed relay Saturday, is Saturday that running?
Yes,
Saturday, I'm going to be jumping when we are on the podium with Zandrian Barnes and Ranisha McGregor and Leah and
Boy,
who
me
else?
tell you about the lady I see, man. Go on with your positive self. You see her
Yeah,
here? Oh, it's fluffy.
yoo-hoo! Team Jamaica all the way. Let us now go to the 4x4.
it's a good night, everyone. Wait, I have to go. I
Oh, you
have
have. So
yes,
just give us your other relay and then,
yes,
because we're about to wrap up now anyway.
no problem. So for the 4 by 100 meters men, I have gold.
Mm-hmm.
4 by 100 meters women, I have gold.
Mm-hmm.
And for the other medal in the relays, 4 by 400 meter women, I have silver.
You have silver for those two. The four
Mm-hmm.
by four men and women, or just women?
No, I have gold for both of them. The thing about is that, and I know Sinclair shaking his head, but this is what I will say. Tia, Tina, Sharika, and Shelly have already run together already this year.
All right.
So
Thank you
I
very
don't
much
think,
for that, Doc. Doc said he has.
I
So
don't think
in total, how many medals do you have?
I have 13 medals.
You have 13. Okay. I'm afraid to call my numbers, but I was prepared for people to laugh at me tonight with my 15 medals. I have 15 medals. Sinclair, if you don't stop it, I'm going to delete you. I have I have 15 medals. So you have 13, I have 15. Thank you very
Yeah,
much, Doc, for
yeah.
being here. And guys, you'll be seeing us more throughout the championship. Doc, have a good night.
Thank you.
Good to meet you, sir.
All
This
right.
is so. Just to give you my stuff, though, Heather.
Yes, sir.
I like his optimism with regards to the 4 by 1s, but I
Mhm.
cannot see where we are going to win that 4 by 1.
Which one?
Both of them.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Sorry about that.
Okay.
Dark horse track. Yes. Why
Yeah.
not? Mm-hmm.
Um, the 4x1s has a lot to do with chemistry and baton passing. The reason why Jamaica's men and women over the years used to dominate is because we've consistently had the same people running those relays. That's not the case right now. These are, with the exception of probably Shelly and Sharika, Tina and Tia, this is basically a fresh team. And the same thing with regards to the men. We, when we look at the United States, Shakiri, Jefferson, TT Terry, those girls have consistently represented the United States on that relay team since 2022. When you look at the Colemans, the Lyles, the Bednareks, those boys have consistently been on the relay team from that time too. The chemistry is there. You saw, Heather, how we got or took us handed to us back in 2022, even though we had three ladies who sweep the podium. Chemistry has a lot to do with it. I have us for silver medals for both 4x1s. If we spend some quality time in training, doing the relay camp, perfecting the passes and stuff, then I'd say okay, we can go with gold. Otherwise, nah, I have us for silver for both 4x1s.
I beg to differ, sir. But before we go any further, JJ Empire is saying, if I really believe that we will get a medal, yes, I believe we will get a medal in the mixed relay. JJ Empire is also saying, y'all want Jamaica to win everything. It's not that we want Jamaica to win everything,
Of
but
course we do. Yes,
believe
we
me,
do.
all of these calls are doable. They are doable. Believe me, they are doable. Hey Jeff, hi. He's saying, he or she's saying, hey HP, came to support, just got done over coach's desk. Thank you very much, coach's desk. Big up yourself. Thank you, Jeff. Candy Kane is saying the 400 and 400-meter hurdles program for both men and women needs serious revamp. It's not producing consistent medal. Empire is saying last year your medal count was far from possible. But you know something? Jamaica can win. Jamaica can win the 4x4, the 4x1 for men and women. But guess what?
Possibly.
Yes, we can win them, but we will have to think out of the box, and we will have to set up people, we will have to place people where their strength lies. I saw Sharika started the 4x1. I think it was in London, at the London Diamond League, and she did a beautiful job. Now, how I would set up that 4x1 for women, I would go from Tina to Tia to Sharika to Shelly. I would close with Shelly, and I would not put Sharika on the anchor because I think that Sharika can give us more either on the back or the curve. So Tina would go against Melissa Jefferson out of the blocks and
Um,
give to either her sister or give to Sharika, and they take it too. And you see this thing where we slow down if we think that we have to remember that you have a 30-meter zone. There's a 30-meter zone. Use the zone. Don't slow down because you feel like you cannot catch your team. Run them down even if them run out of the box, but do not slow down, because sometimes you have faster athletes going to, kind of like with Brianna Williams and Elaine. Elaine was at a certain level 2020 at the 2021 Olympic Games. Elaine was at, we could call 10-5 sheep. You understand? So do not slow down. Just run and give your teammate the baton. But Jamaica can win the 4x1 for men and 4x1 for women. The 4x1 for men, I would put um I would put Akeem Blake. This might sound funny, but I would start with Oblique to Kishin to Brian Level to Akeem Blake to finish. That team can win gold. Oblique would be going up against maybe Coleman. I think he will be going up against Coleman. At the back, you put Kishin against Kenny Benerick. On the curve, you put I'm not sure who US going to put on the team, but put Brian Level there and he carry the baton, go give Akeem. Noah Africa running hard out to catch Akeem. So I think we just have to think about this thing outside of the box and don't think that your 100-meter champion must anchor. I've never seen Justin Gatlin anchor in a US team. He is always
I
on
have,
the
but
back.
not
No,
on the
the point,
finals.
right? The point I'm trying to make, Justin is always on the back. Why? Because the Americans know that Jamaica, even though during that period it was hard for them to defeat us, but Justin on the back as the fastest with the longest leg was supposed to help them. Granted, it never worked, but I see what they were doing. This thing where we think that our 100-meter champion have to anchor after no, or our fastest person have to anchor. No, no, we have to go open the box and do something different.
Yes, that is true. However, we don't want to make stupid decisions either. Like we have to look at where people's strengths are.
Mm-hmm.
Sharika on ankle leg over the years for me was the best choice, and that was because her top end speed was like nobody else's. She could run people down, and we've seen her do that several times in a row. So I'm not keen on that lineup at all.
And
For
that's
both the
fine.
men,
That's fine.
for both the men or the women, but we can agree to disagree because for
Right,
me,
right.
putting Oblique on the start too, his curve is horrible. His curve is horrible. So why would I put him at the start? You know what I mean? But anyway, you do have a point, and I agree with your point. We can win both, but it's going to, for me, the right lineup. Like I agree. I would probably put, Tia to Tina or Tina to Tia, um, with Shelly on curve because she has that experience on the curve, and give it back to
No,
Sharika. That's
no.
that day. That's just my lineup, and I would have Oblique on the second leg, with Akeem starting, Level on the third leg, and have what's his name take it home. So that's just my thing. But to get back to the other medals though, I don't see us getting anything except we may get a bronze, maybe a bronze on the female 4x4, maybe. I don't see us winning that, and I don't see us medaling at all in the men's 4x4 either.
We um we we have to with the relays, we need to start thinking out of the box with relay. We are still stuck in top 4 at trials. We're still stuck in that mindset, and we have to now start thinking out of the box as it relates to relay, and we have to be able to match people, because believe it or not, you have to match your opponent. You have to
You need to
try
be
and
able to,
match.
yes.
Yes, you have um to be able to match your opponent. There's no doubt about that. And I think we need to, and I'm just waiting to see. Michael Freighter is in charge of the 4x4 for men.
Four by
Um
one.
4x1, sorry, for men. I think Elliot is no Francis, the younger Francis,
Paul
is
Francis.
in Paul Francis is in charge of the women's 4x1. I think Bert is in charge of the men's 4x4 and Elliot in charge of the women 4x4. But I would love to see us start doing some different things. And even if you do something different and it didn't work, but I still think that Sharika, we can get more of Sharika on a different leg than the anchor leg, because the anchor leg don't need your fastest person. The
Yeah,
anchor leg
but
don't
if
need your fastest person.
I get that, if Shelly was in her 10-7, 10-6 shape, I would say yes, I'm okay with her going on Anchor, but she's not. Or at least based on all we've seen so far, she ran 1091 and everything else has been 11 zeros. I cannot, I just cannot afford to put her there. I need that if by chance, put on a very short leg, something where I know she can be explosive enough, that curve for me, short enough, but still she's still explosive to do enough damage that we can be in a good position to win.
Jenna Prandini is on. She's on the US team. I saw her warming up and doing her drills and stuff. I don't know if they will use her out of their top four that is going to run their 100-meter. But if Jenna Prandini is going on the curve for the US, we have to match her with a Sharika or a Tia. If
Those two
not,
girls don't.
if
Those two girls don't have. The
if
twins don't have
not,
experience in the
if
200 like
not,
that. Sis.
if not, we can settle for the silver medal. If not, we can settle for the silver. Catch.
Remember, we back in 2000, and that for me was we lost that because of a lack of chemistry. We lost that relay because of a lack of
What,
chemistry.
2022?
2022, because those ladies had the firepower to win, and it's for me when I
Shelly
saw
wasn't supposed to be on the curve.
huh
No, I'm saying in my opinion, Shelly wasn't supposed to be on that curve in Eugene, and Shelly won the 100. Shelly won the 100-meter in Eugene.
she did, and I completely get it, and it's not as if Sharika didn't do a good job on Anchor closing down that deficit.
Yeah, but
But you have to remember where we lost that race was the first two legs. That's where we lost that relay. That horrible exchange between Elaine and what's her name, right? Um, because one, those two are not used to exchanging to each other. I watched the prelims with Brianna exchanging to Elaine, and I'm like, oh, Brianna learned her lesson. Brianna learned her lesson back from 2021 when they won the gold, because that Bachi handoff was the same handoff that they had back then,
because Otto corrected it. Otto
right?
see, Otto see what was
Brianna,
happening,
yeah,
and he ensured that he got Brianna ready to hand off to Elaine. But
yeah,
it goes back to what we said. If the team is not set up properly, then it can be disastrous. And that is the thing that we have to get right. There's something I noticed with America. America hardly change around their people. If they have a setup and it work, they tend to maintain it,
right.
you know,
However,
and they get it right with the
however,
women.
Otto Bolden made a point this year. I think it was, I forgot who the relay coach was for the United States year after year. Who used to do that? I think it's either Gail Devers or Jackie Joyner Kersey, one of the two. That
When
person is no longer in charge of the
that's
relay.
Michelle, what's her name? Michelle
Michelle
Freeman.
Perry Freeman, yeah.
Freeman. Yeah,
That
Michelle Freeman.
person is no longer in charge of the relay. It's a
True.
completely different person who is in there now. So that person may have a completely different idea in mind as to how they want to run the relays for the United States. So we'll see. Only time will
Yeah,
tell.
only time will tell. But I prefer for us to set up the relay team, use the people correctly. Even if you lose, just use them correctly, place them
We can
where
only hope.
yeah, we can. And this is why I keep saying we need to now come out of the box, come out of the box and look at what we have, look at what we've been doing over the years and not getting it right. Because Eugene and Budapest, we should not have lost those two gold medals. We should not. Elaine should have been on the team 2023. Elaine should not have been replaced on the 2023 team. But again, we tend to go with top four, and top four doesn't necessarily mean it's the right fit. You have
Yep.
to find the right fit.
Yep. Yep.
Osman Dixon is saying our biggest problem over the recent years has been due to primarily to lack of practice. That too. That too. Practice and placing people where their strength lies. So we just have to hope that we can put it together, get it together, and because we have a nice little team. The twins with Sharika and Shelly, that's a gold medal. That
Or
is a gold
put,
medal.
with Ashanti now in sub 11 form. And
She
I was surprised.
Ashanti could go on the back.
I would put her on the back or on ankle. And for me, it's just a matter of, and I was surprised they did not name her in the relay squad. I'm like, this is some,
Well, she can run. She can run.
but
She
it's
she
absolute crap. But nonetheless, throw Ashanti into the mix as well.
Yeah, even though she wasn't named on the team, she can run because even though she wasn't named in the squad, she can still run because she is on the team. So it is going to be very interesting to see what happened because I saw Ashanti run that second leg at Gibson and she was like a beast on the back. I was saying to somebody, who is that? And then when I look, I realize that it is Ashanti Moore. She's strong. She's getting better at her game with every race. So let's see. Let's see. It would be nice to see. So it could go from Tina to Ashanti to Sharika to Shelly. But you're saying maybe the anchor is not the best place for Shelly, but I wouldn't put Shelly on the
Not with the
curve.
form that she's in right now.
I wouldn't put her on the curve with a Prandini. I'm sorry. Prandini has never won a global individual medal, but put her on your relay curve and she dismisses
If if
everything.
I'm gonna go based on form, then I would, yes, keep the top three and then put Ashanti on ankle. But for
Yes.
me, I have to see is Shelly back in 10-9 form or 10-8? If she's there, then don't have a problem.
But she don't have to be in that shape to anchor us to a gold medal. I've seen America set up their team and put
Yeah, but we
and put
don't have that
and put
chemistry. We don't have that chemistry yet with the girls that are there. First of all, we've never seen a relay where the twins hand off to each other. We've never seen that.
yeah, but
We've
the thing
never
is that but what I'm trying to say is put the best team out there, put them. Okay, so you don't want the twins to hand off to each
I'm
other.
not saying that's not what I'm saying. Because for me, we've seen over the years where the top four fastest never get the job done, and we've seen where chemistry is what got the job done, right?
Yeah,
And I get it. You've made that point several times. Get people on the leg where they're most strongest, and get that chemistry built, and practice, practice, practice. But that is the problem that we are facing now. Did they do their homework when they were in camp? Did they go and practice? Because these four ladies, other than Sharika and Shelly, have never passed to each other. None
well,
of them have passed to each other.
you know something? We're going to have people passing to each other who have never passed to each other before this year. And this is why we will know the practice was important and the other variables, we will have to get those boxes checked. We have to go get the boxes checked because the thing is that the team is changing. The Jamaican team is changing. And Shelly has been a part of our 4x1 team from 2007. She is the most consistent relay person that we have had over the last 20 years. The only time Shelly was not a part of our relay was when she had her baby in 2017. She has been on every relay team. So she's now here working with new people. And I think if they get practice and set up the thing right, we can win that gold medal. I mean, not dismiss the gold medal. I'm sorry. I will not.
It's not. It is not out of our reach.
No,
It is
it's
not
not.
out of our reach. It
It's
is
not.
not out of our reach. That's as much as I'd say.
All right. Candy Kane is saying, HP, I would switch Kishane with Akeem. Akeem cannot run anyone down on anchor. Okay. Okay. But you see, the thing, Candy, what I was thinking is that Akeem wouldn't have to run down anybody because he would have gotten the baton ahead of Noah, and Noah would have to catch him going to the finish line. That was why I did that setup. It wasn't for Akeem to chase anybody because I don't think if Noah get the baton ahead of Kishin can run him down either. So what I want is for Jamaica to be ahead of the United States by they get to the anchor leg. Hence why I said we could try Akeem and anchor. Oblique to Kishin to level to Akeem Blake. Gold medal. Jamaica Land We Love will be playing. Candy Kane is saying Sharika never ran anyone down on anchor. She must be either on second or third. I think
Wait
so.
a minute. Who said that?
It
They
is
need to go back. They need to go back, go watch
she
all of the relay races them where she run, especially back in 2022. She was behind and she
she
actually caught up. Remember the winning time? 41:02, I think, to 41:05. She caught and run down TT Terry on that
we don't
anchor.
want to be behind. We want to be ahead because
I get that. I get that, but that's
in
not
a
an accurate observation.
in a relay, it is hard to catch the person who is leading on anchor. You see, when a person have a baton in their hand, it is hard to catch them and pass them. I've seen two or three people have done that. Merlene Otti have done that. Evelyn Ashford have done that. Not a lot of people,
Shelly
especially
has done it, but she's done
especially
it on the Diamond League.
on the Diamond League, but
Elaine has done it.
at
She also did it
championship,
on the Diamond League.
because remember when you go on the Diamond League, you're not getting full strength team.
Right. No, I get
You
that.
don't see full strength team until championship. So I've seen Evelyn Ashford at the 1988 Olympic Games when Flojo handed her the baton, she was behind and she ran and USA got that gold medal. Merlin Ate did it, I think, at the World Championship where Jamaica was behind and she just cruised through and win. So when you're chasing power, it is hard to catch them. And I tell people all the while, relay running is different from running a 400 meter. I've seen Zandrian Barnes in a 4x4 and he is fearless. That guy will run his heart out to give you the best leg. So relay running
I agree with you.
is a totally different thing. You have to find the right fit, and that is why I want Zandrian Barnes to anchor my 4x4.
I agree with you. For me,
Mhm.
I think there will be no relay runners like Donkey Man. And
Mhm.
I hope he's still on and hear me say this. Davian Clark. He
Yeah,
may not have been the fastest
yeah.
on paper, but that dude knew how to run relays. Both of
Yes,
them, they know how to run
yeah.
relays.
Some people are good like that with the relay over the individual. So and I mean when America defeated us 2022, they were like, it is not about having the four fastest women, and they were right.
Of course, they're right.
They were absolutely right. It hurts, but they were right because
And that's why
we should not have lost that relay. But it was
that is why we're seeing other countries now step up. The Japanese, in
yes,
terms of the 4x1s, it's not as if they have the four fastest dudes, but these dudes have been practicing baton passes for like so darn
yeah,
long.
yeah. Look at
You
South
know,
Africa. Look at
so,
South
so
Africa.
South Africa is now
Mhm,
there. So
mhm.
yeah, they managed to get their folks to run 10-0, probably the
And
9-9s
and let me tell you something. Don't sleep on Great Britain for the women. Do not sleep
this
on Great
year.
Britain
This year, yeah.
for the women because they will be coming. So
I have.
if we cannot get that relay baton, if we cannot get people at the right legs, we're gonna have some problem. And in the heats, don't think that we can just send a team out there to go qualify. We have
Mhm.
to put strength in the rounds because everybody turning up.
Yeah.
Everybody will be turning up to get into that final. So unseen, good night, good night, good night to you,
I
Coach.
actually have Great Britain in my female 4x1 team, getting to the medal.
Yep, 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 yep. Yes, unseen. I'm ready. I'm ready for the championship. Very excited. And there's something else I wanted to share. with the just with the viewers that there is money. There's also money involved. Let's share some of the money, the prize money for those of you who don't know. For relays, this is the prize money on the list. Gold medal will get $80,000. Silver medal $40,000. Bronze $20,000. Fourth 16,000. Fifth 12,000. Sixth 8,000. 7,000 for seventh. 6,000 for seventh and 4,000 for eighth. So everybody, once you make that final, you will be coming home with some money. And this is why I keep saying balance the thing, balance your individual goals with your relay goals, because there is a little food, there is hardware to get, and a little money. So we have to put ourselves in a position where if we don't get the money in the individual, you can get it in the relay. Let us look at the money for individual events. All right, let's see. Okay, let us see. Hold on a minute, guys. Don't go anywhere. All right, here we go. Here we go for the money. So that's kind of how things look, guys. The money is there. The money is there, and we just want athletes to know that, look, try and balance your career. So if you don't get
And
it
Heather,
here, you'll get it here.
just to be clear, that prize money that you're speaking of is basically what World Athletics is awarding. That does not
Awarded.
count. That does not count sponsors. That does not
Yes.
count
Yeah.
what the country will be awarding as well.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. If the country will be awarding, I don't know if we will be awarding anything. I don't know, but this is what World Athletics will be giving. So thank you for making that clear, that this prize money is coming from World Athletics. So, guys, this is our prediction. Of course, I have 15 medals and everybody laughing at me, but I'm still going through with my 15 medals. Yes, may I go through with the 15 medals? How many medals do you have, Sinclair, in total?
13.
13. So,
13.
so you're not too far from me then.
No,
You're not
no.
too far.
Not, and I'm being ambitious with the 13.
Yeah.
I have 7 from the men and I have 6 from the women. And I'm being ambitious.
Yeah, me too with my 15. I'm saying all 5 relays, that's 5 medals already. I'm saying 3 from the 100 meters, 2 from the men, 1 from the women. That's already 8 with the other sprint hurdles and others. But I think they are doable. We have the athletes, they're pumped up, they're ready to go, and I I'm just hoping for the best. I'm just hoping for the best.
We
But
are. There's
yeah,
one thing that I've noticed over the years, though, Heather, is once we start the championships off on a winning note,
yes.
everybody else tends to get the fever, and it
Hmm.
happens for us. So
Yeah.
if our 100-meter athletes win or medal, it starts that effect, and everybody else is like, "Oh my God, now I need to make sure that I go out there and get it too," because nobody may now go. We just see
Mhm.
everybody just winning as a
Yes.
result of that.
Yeah.
So we definitely want to make sure that we are supporting those who step out on the track first,
Hmm.
especially
Hmm.
those who are strong medal contenders, and we pray them up. Because at this
And
point in time, not much they can do other than
yeah.
all we can do. We just pray them up.
And this is why I want the mixed relay, which will be on day one. I want the mixed relay to win a medal. I think if on day one we get that mixed relay, we can start a momentum. And you're right, because when I interviewed Sharika Williams, she said when Shelly won, Shelly Ann was her roommate in Beijing. And when Shelly Ann won her gold medal in the 100, she came back and said to her that, look, I won a gold medal. It's your time now to go out there and win your medal. And she was pumped up and ready. And of course, Sharika won that silver medal in the 400. So you're right. If we start off on that note, it just trickles down all the way to the relay. So we're just hoping for the best from the coaching staff and the athletes and everybody working with the athletes, and just support them, just celebrate them, and just wish them all the best. Just wish them all the best. And I know I'm going to get more than 15 medals, but I am settling for the 15.
Oh boy. All right.
I know I'll be getting 15. I think
Ambitious bad.
I think we're going to get a medal in the 400 meters. I don't know. I don't want to say who I think will give it to us until we get it. When we get it, I'll come back and call the name, because I don't want you guys to be laughing at me. But Sinclair,
What?
it was a pleasure having you. And
Thank you.
thank you very much for behaving yourself. Thank you very much for
I
behaving.
usually do. I can't promise I will the next time.
I know, I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. But tonight is really about supporting the team, celebrating the
Yes.
team, and
Yes.
just giving them
Yes.
some strength and let them know that, look, even though the competition is stiff, you guys still can go out there and do your best. Win, lose, or draw. Gold, silver, bronze or not. Still one Jamaica at the end of the day. Still Jamaica track and field
Yeah.
legacy. And that is what we are about. So, guys,
Thank you.
thank you very much for being here, Sinclair. Thank you, guys. Thank
Thank
you
you guys.
all. Thank you, Sinclair. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys, for being here. And it is indeed a good chat. Very, very spicy. Very spicy. Very passionate. All of those things. When we talk about track and field, we get very, very passionate. I'm very passionate about the sport. I'm very passionate about my athletes. I'm very passionate about Jamaica, the whole works. But you'll be seeing more of us, talking about events. Early morning, oh my God, the early morning, guys. For those of you who did not get it when I said it at the beginning of the show, Japan, Tokyo, Japan is 14 hours ahead of Jamaica, 13 hours ahead of United States East Coast, which I am on. So it is going to be some late nights and some early mornings, but we're going to try and be here to keep your company and just watch together, talk together, and whatever is in your cup whatever is in our cup will remain our secret. We won't share what is in our cup with anybody. But it's all about track and field. It's all about Jamaica. It is all about the World Championship that is about to kick off in Tokyo, Japan. It is supposed to be on September 13th, but it's going to be September 12th for us, which is tomorrow night. So tomorrow night, Jamaica will take the track early in the mixed 4x4, and hopefully we can get to the final. That will be early Saturday morning for us. So everyone, big up. Thank you all for being here. Candy Kane is saying, Elaine and Shelly alone can run down on Anchor. I see, I feel you, Ken. I'm winking, I'm winking at you, Ken. Ken, I'm winking at you. I'm winking. Wink, 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 wink. But thank you all for being here. All the athletes and Olympians who came out to wish the athletes good luck. Sprint Tech was here. Cafe Urban was here. Unseen TV coaches, Des, Monica Lewis, everybody who turned out. Some of the names I might not remember. Osman Dixon was here. Jeff was here. Empire was here. Thank you to everyone. Cherie Brown, thank you very much for stopping by. Everyone who stopped by, everyone. Michael Hill and everybody. Cafe Urban. Albert Lawrence was here. Everybody, big up on yourself. One Jamaican team. We are celebrating for Jamaica in Japan. One Jamaica, one team. All about our athletes, all about our track and field. So, guys, Have a good night, and I will see you very, 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 very soon. Have a good night. Remember to leave a comment. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you soon. This is your only girl, HP, checking out until later. Peace.
Jamaica's track and field legacy is unmatched. It is a story of triumph, resilience, and extraordinary talent. But do you know the stories behind the athletes who brought us glory? Hi, I'm HP, founder of HP Chat Track. My mission is simple: to celebrate the rich legacy of Jamaica track and field and shine a light on the incredible people who make it happen. Winning that race was a dream come true, but the journey wasn't easy. It's not just about medals, it's about inspiring the next generation. Jamaica track and field isn't just a sport, it's our pride, our culture, our heart. Every week I sit down with athletes, coaches and fans to bring you stories of dedication, passion and legacy. Plus, we've got exciting news and exclusive insights into the world of track and field. Make your Thursday night be at HP's place. Come hang out with us at HP Chat Track Studio, where track and field is our business, Jamaica,